That's not the title I wanted it to be. Edit. I pull up it on my phone. What's up? What's up? What's up? I was laying down on my bed. I was gonna watch this video, but I was like, let me just react to it. I don't want that to be the what's it called? The goddamn, y'all know what I'm talking about. Thumbnail. There we go. That's better. What's good with y'all? How y'all feeling today? Hold on, why isn't this loading? Let's go on my reaction channel. Trevthebreadman reacts. Look, I already got all the body cam footage pulled up. What's that one that I saw on my phone? It was like, it was on Law and Crime Network. This. Adult's man scheme to enroll in high school lands him in prison. I was like, what the f?
You know what they say. You get out, what you put in.
You got
Yeah, before I start this video, make sure you guys like it. Like the video, y'all.
to get this. A 24-year-old man in Ohio faces decades in prison after he was caught pretending to be a high school student. This ain't 21 Jump Street, okay? Prosecutors say he enrolled in a school, posed as a homeless 16-year-old from Venezuela, claimed that he'd been a victim of human trafficking, but investigators started untangling his web of lies, which led to federal charges. We're going to analyze the key evidence against this fake teen, and we're going to speak with forensic psychiatrist Dr. Daniel Bober about why someone might do something like this. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. School officials in Perrysburg, Ohio say that this man, Anthony Emmanuel Labrador Sierra, wove a, quote, complex tapestry of lies in order to enroll in a local high school, despite being, by the way, nearly 10 years older than he claimed he was at the time, and his deception was eventually found out. That led to a wider investigation.
How do you not know somebody's 10 years older?
Into how
For real,
and
for
when
real.
he came into the United States from Venezuela, what he'd been up to since, and also how he was able to pull this off. So in May of this year, the government charged Labrador Sierra with not only having a gun while in the country illegally, but providing fake documentation in order to get that firearm. Now I'm going to take a step back here. I'm going to start from the beginning because this is just a wild story. So local news outlets in Ohio have done extensive research into Labrador Sierra, and their reporting, as well as police reports and a federal indictment, help lay out a timeline for us to understand what happened here. So according to documents that were filed in federal court, Labrador Sierra entered the United States through the Miami International Airport on September 24th, 2019. There's an affidavit in support of his arrest and indictment, and it provides a photograph of him that was taken upon entry. He presented a tourist visa and a Venezuelan passport.
Turn that up a little bit.
Both of which indicated he was born in 2001, so making him 18 years old when he got here. He was scheduled to return to Venezuela on November 30th of 2019, according to immigration records, but you know what happened? Never got on the flight. And yep, Labrador Sierra officially overstayed his visa. Now, according to an affidavit filed by a U.S. Border Patrol agent in federal court, Labrador Sierra applied for TPS, Temporary Protected Status, and EAD, Employment Authorization documents, multiple times. He signed those documents swearing on penalty of perjury that the facts were the truth. When he first applied in 2021, he used his actual birth date in March of 2001. Now, he used that birthday again when he submitted an additional EAD application, according to the feds. WTVG reports that Labrador Sierra was granted protective status, which expired in 2023, the same year that he reached out to Perrysburg schools about enrolling. And then when he applied for an Ohio driver's license as a temporary resident, he used his actual age, and a license was issued to him. A photo of it was included in this affidavit as well. The ATF says that he used that license to purchase a handgun from a Bass Pro Shop in Ohio in 2022. But despite some past documentation that he was well into adulthood, Perrysburg police say that Labrador Sierra was able to con his way into becoming a student at a local high school.
Which is crazy to me. Out of all the adults, let me
Police
split it.
report states on November 1st, 2023, Anthony had contacted Perrysburg schools wanting to enroll as a student. Anthony claimed that he was currently homeless and he was an immigrant from Venezuela. Anthony had claimed that he was the victim of human trafficking and he wanted to become a student there. On November 6, 2023, Anthony met with the school to begin the enrollment process. Anthony was told that he would need to present a birth certificate in order to complete the enrollment process. On January 8, 2024, Anthony presented a birth certificate from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela with the birth date of December 2nd, 2007 to Perrysburg schools. That birth certificate, turns out, was a forgery. The problem was the school didn't know that yet. And Labrador Sierra officially started school as a student, using only the first part of his last name, and started on January 19th, 2024. And according to reporting from WTOL, Labrador Sierra, he was a big part of school life at Perrysburg for more than a year. Competed on the swim team and the JV soccer team. Yeah, as a full-grown adult. Do I have to mention that again? And it turns out there was a couple in the community who wanted to help him, who wanted to help this new student who had no home and no family. So they took him in. Again, he's an adult. The police report reads, during this time that Anthony was completing the enrollment process, Kathy and Brad Mefford were contacted about Anthony. The Meffords had housed exchange students in the past and had also adopted children. The Meffords agreed to assist Anthony, and Anthony moved into their house on March 21st, 2024. In May of 2024, the Meffords were granted temporary guardianship of Anthony. On November 18th, 2024, the Meffords were granted permanent guardianship through the Wood County Common Pleas Court Juvenile Division.
Yeah, Wood County Common Pleas Court Juvenile Division needs to be investigated. Cause what
During the time
the
that Anthony lived with the Meffords,
fuck? Oh my God! Like, you know how outraged I would be to find out that a 29-year-old was at a high school with my son or daughter.
they assist him with getting a social security number and an Ohio driver's license. By the way, look, we do a lot of sidebars a day. We do a lot in a week. We even do them on the weekend. And sometimes I'm exhausted and I just dream about that one comfortable place, the most safe place of all, the bed, right? And that is why I want to talk to you about Cozy Earth, okay? So
No, thank you.
right? Because but this one, so after previous sleep, it should be your happy place. Cozy Earth makes that happen. So after previously getting a license with his actual birth year, Labrador Sierra now has another Ohio driver's license, but this one is with a 2007 birth year. But that wasn't the end. That wasn't the end of his fake documentation. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But things
Wait, he did this in the same state? What?
started to really fall apart on May 14th, 2025. Why? A woman named Evelyn Camacho had contacted the Meffords claiming that Labrador Sierra was actually 24 years old and the father of her child. That child was 2 years old, according to WTOL. Camacho even apparently sent them a picture of an Ohio years old, claiming that Labrador Sierra, Evelyn Camacho had contacted the Meffords claiming that Labrador Sierra was actually 24 years old and the father of her child. That child was 2 years old, according to WTOL. Camacho even apparently sent them a picture of an Ohio driver's license and a social security card with the double last name and 2001 birthday. She also sent photos of herself with Labrador Sierra,
This
as well
fool
as
is
photos of
sick.
him with the child.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Now, according to the police report, the Meffords, quote, also confirmed that the photo in the Ohio driver's license for Anthony Emmanuel Labrador Sierra with a birth date of March 27, 2001, was the same Anthony living in their residence. The Meffords also told me that Anthony owned a vehicle when he moved into their residence, a yellow 2015 Honda Fit. I was able to confirm that this vehicle was registered to Anthony Emmanuel Labrador Sierra under his old Ohio driver's license. Now, I can't imagine how that family must have felt as these details started to come out. Again, it's kind of unthinkable. But at this point, what did the Meffords do? They searched Labrador Sierra's room. The federal affidavit states the following items were found under his mattress. One track phone, prepaid cellular phone, a Michigan driver's license that was later identified as being fraudulent, bearing Labrador Sierra's photo, name, a date of birth of March 27th, 1999.
But why did the fool want to go into school? Like, why couldn't he just stay out of school? I don't know, I'm
U.S.
confused.
currency, one Taurus 9mm G3C semi-automatic pistol, 3 loaded 9mm magazines. The affidavit says that the Meffords turned the gun, the ammunition, the magazines over to their attorney, who then gave them to Perrysburg Police Department. By the way, there's a footnote in the affidavit that indicates what the Meffords, referred to by their initials, did with the Michigan driver's license. So, quote, KM and BM advised Perrysburg Police that they had destroyed the Michigan driver's license because they believed it was fake and did not want Labrador Sierra to use it. KM and BM provided a picture of the driver's license to Perrysburg PD. Labrador Sierra later confirmed to investigators that the driver's license was fake and that he had obtained it online. So as the Border Patrol investigator continued digging into Labrador Sierra, He discovered that when he bought the gun at Bass Pro Shops, which we talked about before, while filling out that paperwork, he had checked the box saying he was a U.S. citizen. He checked no in response to whether he was in the U.S. unlawfully, and checked no to the question of whether he was in the U.S. under a non-immigrant visa, despite having entered the U.S. under that very visa back in 2019. Per the affidavit, Labrador Sierra signed the ATF Form 4473, attesting that the information provided was true, correct, and complete, and acknowledging that he understood that making any false oral or written statements or exhibiting any false or misrepresented identification is a crime punishable as a felony under federal law. So a warrant was issued for Labrador Sierra's arrest, and a car that he was a passenger in was pulled over on May 19th, 2025.
Anthony. Hello, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
What's your name, man?
I'm Tony. Anthony.
Anthony?
Yeah.
What, last name?
Labrador.
Okay. All right, can you step up for
Anthony,
you?
you're
Thank you.
you're going to jail.
You guys.
Yeah, just take your phone.
Yeah.
Turn around. Right back, right?
Try it again.
I'm just gonna take it. You got anything that's gonna poke me stick?
No, nothing.
No? Okay. I'm gonna just put you in handcuffs now. I'm gonna pat you down, okay?
Police reports indicate that the car was being driven by Evelyn Camacho, again the mother of the suspect's child, who later insisted to media outlet WTOL that she was not involved in any way in what he was accused of doing in his impersonation crimes. A few days
That's a lie. She knew everything.
after his arrest, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Ohio announced federal charges that a federal grand jury returned a 4-count indictment charging him with possession of a firearm by an alien unlawfully in the United States, making a false statement during the purchase of a firearm, and 2 counts of making or using false writings or documents. Now, Labrador Sierra first entered a not guilty plea, changed his mind, instead opted to plead guilty to all charges on September 22nd. He has been behind bars since his arrest, where he will remain until sentencing in January of 2026. And it's our understanding, if you take these charges and you add them up, he faces up to, what, 30 years in prison? And as all of this has unfolded, the school district has taken a lot of heat for enrolling Labrador Sierra in the first place. The district has since pointed out that it followed the rules, federal rules that say public school districts cannot deny enrollment to students, even if they are undocumented or can't prove residency. In a statement, Perrysburg Schools said in part, "This case involves highly unusual and deceptive circumstances that impacted many local, state, and federal agencies. The school district has reviewed its actions regarding enrollment and is confident proper legal channels were followed to provide support for an individual presenting themselves as an unaccompanied minor, as spelled out in the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act. We appreciate our close partnership with the Perrysburg Police Division and the swift action taken. Please understand, Mr. Labrador Sierra wove a complex tapestry of lies, carefully designed to manipulate systems and deceive individuals at nearly every level. We followed the law. We went beyond what was required. We acted in good faith. That good faith was taken advantage of by someone determined to exploit protections meant for the vulnerable." And now I want to talk about one of the biggest questions to come out of this whole case. Why? Right? Why would
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Thank you. Took you 13 minutes to say why.
a grown adult go to such lengths to enroll in high school
Right.
when he's got this whole other life? So to get some insight, I want to welcome back on forensic psychiatrist Dr. Daniel
Because he's a weirdo.
Bober. Doctor, thank you so much for taking the time. Have you seen anything like this? In your opinion, why would someone go through all this to go back to high school?
Well, listen, we don't know what was going on back in Venezuela. Obviously, there was a fear of deportation, dishonesty for survival, a need to control, and some people even use the term Peter Pan syndrome to avoid adult responsibility. But I think in this particular case, there was more going on here, and I think he knew what he was doing. I think he rationalized his behavior, thinking that it was a means to survival. Could there have been some antisocial and narcissistic traits in the sense that he was exploiting and manipulating other people Pretending to be a teenager gave him cover, but it also gave him access, and access is power. The most dangerous lies are the ones that prey
Exactly.
on others' instinct to help, and that's what makes it particularly chilling.
Now, to be clear, you haven't had an opportunity to evaluate him or question him or interview him or anything like that, but the Peter Pan syndrome's interesting. Is there something about going back to an earlier time in your life or pretending to be younger when this is a guy who has a child, responsibilities? It simplifies your life in a way, especially if you're older, you look back.
Man, I don't want to
fondly
hear
at that
about
simpler time. If you're
no.
in high school, it can feel a lot of pressure at that moment. You're in that age. It feels like everything's the end of the world.
This is
But
no
if you're
Peter
older
Pan
and you
syndrome.
go back and you're reliving this, what does that tell you?
Well, that's absolutely true, right? It's why do I like 80s music, right? It allows you to go back to a time when at the time you thought it was all the pressure in the world, but you realized that you had very few responsibilities and that everything was.
Yeah, but that's music, fool. You could just listen to music. Like, yeah, a time where there was no pressure. Okay, but he's actually going to school, putting himself through the pressure. So, like, this fool's a weirdo.
New and anything seemed possible. So I think it's about new beginnings. It's about a fresh start. And so for some people, I think that can be very enticing.
How is someone able to keep up the con for so long? Fake documentation, right? Trying to keep it up with students and teachers and these adoptive parents in a way. And you just have to keep on living this con. How can someone do that?
That's what I'm saying.
I've seen other cases.
Like, you would think, like, one of the teachers would, like, not one was like, this doesn't look like a high school student. I bet you there was at least one and they didn't say nothing.
Like this before. I think even some that we've covered on this network. There was a case of a student who made it into Yale, and he had completely fake transcripts. He built a completely fake life story in high school. He deceived everyone, and then things started to fall apart when people started asking questions.
No, I remember
So I
that.
think it takes tremendous emotional energy to keep up that lie. But remember, we're not just talking about one lie here. We're talking about someone who built his life on a foundation of lies. And I think the more lies you tell.
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space? With this free satellite Earth Maps tool, you can zoom right down to your exact address in
The easier it is to be discovered.
Is it also people just wouldn't be able to believe that something like this was happening? Are we generally predisposed to believe what we're told? Because, who would think that this was an adult playing this part?
I think by default, we want to believe in people. But remember, there are some people who are in their 20s that can look younger, and there are some people who are in their teens that can look like they're in their 20s. It all depends. And clearly, this was something that he was able to exploit for his own ends.
Now, the body camera video shows that Labrador Sierra was kind of calm during his arrest. He didn't resist. He didn't ask many questions about why he was being detained. I don't think he asked any questions. Is that interesting to you?
Yeah, because I think at some level he may have been relieved. He must have felt like, finally, they got me. I can finally just breathe a sigh of relief and not have to keep up this lie, not have to keep up these lies and this deception. And it's just a constant focus of my life every day, and it expends so much mental energy.
No, the reason why he's quiet is because he's calculated.
And now finally,
Like, that's what predators do. They're calculated. They prey. For whatever reason he was in that school, it was no good reason. And how calm he was getting out that police car is same calmness he used to get into this school. I don't know what.
focus of my life every day, and it expends so much mental energy. And now finally, I can essentially just relax and give up, because it was only a matter of time till I got caught, and now it's happened.
What kind of impact does this have on the people who knew him? What kind of impact does this have on fellow students, friends, colleagues, teammates? Let's start there.
Well, I think, for those people, they're going to find it a lot more difficult to believe in people. I think if they, had a belief that people were basically good and they had your best interests at heart, I think it's going to be a wake-up call for them. And they're going to learn very quickly that there are people in the world that are willing to break the law, that are willing to deceive them and manipulate them for their own ends.
What about the local family that took guardianship of him, gave him somewhere to live, gave him a life?
Yeah, again, that's particularly chilling to me because he knew that they were trying to help him and he was willing to exploit them, and they believed in him, and I think they had the rug pulled out from under him. That's going to change the lens through which they see the world through and their willingness to help other people because he kind of ruined it for them.
Dr. Bober, what did you make of his decision to plead guilty? Were you surprised by that?
I'm not surprised, but more often than not, people plead guilty in federal court. Obviously, because the way the rules are set up, it's much more difficult for them. The rules of evidence, trial by ambush, the high conviction rate, the fact that if they take a plea, they're going to pay the, and I quote, trial tax. So in federal court, more often than not, people do plead guilty.
I've developed a question that I like asking you now in almost all of these cases. And my question is, if you had the opportunity to sit down with this guy, you had full 3 hours, 4 hours, I don't even know how long an interview like this would take, you can let me know. What would you ask him? What would you want to know? And what mental health conditions would you be looking out for?
So I would want to know what was going on back in Venezuela. I'd want to know about his trauma history. I'd want to know what he was running away from and why he wanted to stay in the U.S. so much. Of course, I would want to know his mental health history. Had he ever been seen by a psychiatrist? Was he diagnosed with depression? Was he diagnosed with a psychotic disorder? Was he using drugs or alcohol? These are all types of questions that I would want to ask him.
There is reporting that he claimed he was abused and neglected back in Venezuela. If that's true, what is that piece of the puzzle?
Listen, this is a highly politically charged issue right now, and it is under scrutiny. But I think the thing to remember is we don't know what a lot of these people are going through back in their home country. And it certainly does not excuse the fact that they are breaking the law by being here illegally, but it is also an explanation for why they do what they do. For some of these people, it is just a way of survival.
Yeah.
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words, create your...
On March 27, 2024, officers from several agencies in the state of Washington would be alerted about a child who went missing under suspicious circumstances. Family members of 4-year-old Ariel Garcia notified officials of their concerns. He was last known to be with his mother, Janet Garcia. In an affidavit, Ariel's grandmother shared Janet's behavior had become, quote, very violent and unpredictable. She was obviously concerned for her grandchild's safety. Through investigative work, officers discovered Janet was last seen leaving her apartment at 7 a.m. that morning. In the midst of tracking her location down, officers would just so happen to receive a call from an alcohol rehabilitation center. Just 3 hours after the missing child report was put in place, officers from the Clark County Sheriff's Office met Janet at the rehab center and pulled her out of the building to question her about her son's whereabouts.
How you doing? Yeah. It's okay? Yeah, sure. Nothing on you? No. Okay.
You guys give us some privacy.
Can I just speak and make, you don't need to reach in, I'll just...
Do you know why we're here?
Are you okay if I open the zipper?
Why? Why are you guys here?
What's going on today?
Can I open the zipper? Yeah. Just checking there, thank you. I just want to make sure before.
Yeah, what's going on today?
With you, and like sounds like the cops have been talking to you already.
Yeah. So, my, so I...
You got some blood drops on your shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my son fell this morning earlier.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm just laughing at her stupidity. Like, she said, so yeah, the reason why there's blood on my shoes, my son fell earlier. I just want to hear what she has to
But
say.
I was able to take him to the doctors and everything was okay. I took him to with another lady so she can watch him for me because I wasn't staying at home. I had problems going on with my parents and they didn't let me in the house. So I was staying with another lady. She was super sweet. That's where my son fell. And then, but we left, so I was like, okay, you know. So I went to another lady's house, and I told her if she could watch him for me. I wanted to come get, you know, I wanted to fully recover. I'm an alcoholic, so I was like, if you can watch him for me for 12 months, that'd be amazing because I'm not talking to my mom, and she's the one that has like, just like a notarized paper saying that she has legal custody of them, but I have legal custody of them. She's not letting me see my older son, so I'm a little.
That would be really hard.
So what does she say? She says she wants to recover, but I'm a full alcoholic. No, she doesn't. Because if she wanted to recover, she would say I'm in recovery.
Yeah, I'm a little bit upset about that one.
News reports shared that Janet's own mother, Maria, had filed for legal guardianship of both Ariel and his 7-year-old brother only 2 days prior on March 25th. Sources share that Janet, Maria, and Janet's 2 sons all lived in an apartment together. An affidavit shares that Maria accused Janet of taking Ariel with her to go drinking at a bar while out with friends, and that he had no shoes and was not dressed appropriately for cold weather conditions. She said Janet would also leave both her sons unsupervised for long periods of time without food. Janet had also allegedly violently thrown Ariel's older brother against a wall, physically abusing them. Janet's mother also specifically cited her drug and alcohol abuse as a problem. In addition to filing for legal guardianship, Maria also filed for a restraining order against Janet, prohibiting her from being within 100 feet of Ariel and his brother. The court then granted an emergency guardianship the day prior to this footage on March 26th. A court date was scheduled for March 29th to go over the conditions of the guardianship and the restraining order. It's likely that this situation is heavily affecting Janet's actions.
So I'm here now and everything's okay. So I don't know what else.
Well, we want to make sure that he's safe and know where he is. Who's the friend that you left him with?
I left him with another lady. I don't have her information.
Who's the friend? AKA name.
Oh, well, that's not gonna cut it. We gotta figure out where he's at. Where can you tell me the location where somebody could go and check on him and make sure he's okay?
Dude, that smirk on her face is aggravating.
Tech area.
Okay.
Seattle.
More specific?
I don't have an address.
Nothing. Who's the friend? How do you know the person how did you pick the person?
She's a longtime friend that I know.
You got people really like this that'll, I mean, I'm not too sure, but the video says she murdered her son, and then that'll sit up here and just laugh about it. And this is real life too. People that you and I live in the same world. Don't act like we don't.
Okay, what's her name?
Alika. That's all I know. Alika Bone.
Alika Bone? Mm-hmm. Okay. And you...
Alika Bone. If that ain't the most made up name.
Okay, but you've known her for a long time? So how did you reach out to her?
So I reached out to her because I needed help.
How did you reach out to her?
I found her number on my old Facebook, but I no longer have a Facebook anymore.
So. Okay.
Of course you don't.
Sign back into?
No.
No? You just deleted it all?
I delete it all the time. So.
Yeah. You found it today on your old Facebook? And her name is
Alika Bone.
Alika Bone, like B-O-N-E?
Note Janet's confirmation of her friend's name, Alika Bone, spelled B-O-N-E.
Okay, and she lives in the SeaTac area. So you drove him from the first house you were at to her house?
Is
or the
Alika
doctor
Bone
first?
really her name?
What doctor did you take him to?
Swedish, and that's it.
Swedish where?
Or I think it's Providence, actually. Providence in Everett.
In Everett? Providence?
Okay. You understand we just need to make sure that he's okay, and then
Yeah.
we can just do that, and then we can leave you be, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So how do we find Alika?
I don't know.
Yeah, at this point the cops already know something because she's not even like even worried about where her son is at right now. You know, they're having to like pry the info out of her, which is fucking crazy.
Can you describe to me how you got there from Providence?
So I just drove from there to Seattle, and then that's it.
You drove from Providence to Seattle to Alika's house?
Yes.
Okay. Did you drive on the freeway or? Okay. How long did it take you to get there?
Like 2 hours.
2 hours. And what car were you driving?
My car. So just like 1 hour or so.
And what kind of car do you have?
I have a Nissan.
Okay. Where's that car now?
I don't have it with me.
Okay.
So.
Where's it at?
I left it at her house, and then I came over here on the bus.
Evidence discovered later would suggest Janet did not take the bus to get there. Instead, security footage shows that she parked her vehicle down the street from the alcohol rehab center, ironically parking it at a bar, roughly 3 hours before the police
on
began
camera.
questioning her. About a minute after parking, she exits her vehicle and walks towards the rehab center. It's worth noting that the rehab center is an over 2-hour car ride away from her supposed friend's house in SeaTac. Taking the bus, especially if it was a last-minute trip, is highly unlikely. All trips we could find wouldn't have even dropped her off until after 6:30 in the afternoon, as the routes that leave in the late morning can't bring her there any earlier. The closest bus stop to the
Alright,
rehab
bro.
center is over a mile walk away as well.
We realized she
Only
drove
if she
the
was
car.
running would she have arrived before police began to question her.
Do you remember what exit
What's
you
up,
took?
Saad?
I don't know.
Janet takes a seemingly relaxed big yawn here, despite talking to police about her son's whereabouts.
Jeanette. Okay, Jeanette.
Saad, make sure you like that video.
You're not
lying.
You have a longtime friend that you reach out to leave your son with, who you obviously care about very much.
Y'all think she killed her son?
And you're expressing how upset you are about what's going on between you and your mom and the custody of him and your older son. I think that's horrible. So I know that you're not going to go leave your son with somebody and you don't know where he is.
Yeah, no.
So you do know where he is?
No, I know where he is. I know where he's at.
Tell me where he's at.
I don't have the address for him.
Okay, how can we find the address for him?
I don't know.
Did you put it in your phone?
No.
To get there?
So you know where he's at or you don't?
Okay, Alika, you know where your son is because you're a mom who loves her son very much and you didn't
I'm not Alika, I'm Jeanette.
I'm sorry, Jeanette.
Yeah.
Alika, you took him somewhere and you're going to go back to him and you know where he is. So tell me where he's at so we can make sure that he's okay or what's going on.
So he's not, I mean, he's there. He's with her, but
tell
he's
me
not
how
with
to
me.
go check on him.
I can give you an address.
Okay, what's the address?
I don't know, you have to write it down.
Okay, I can do that.
Do you have a phone number for it too?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't have a phone number for her, but
When he fell, where'd he get hurt?
just he on his head, but he fell on the ground and he hurt himself.
Heads are the worst. Where'd he get hurt?
Just he
Just for real.
on his head, but he fell on the ground and he hurt himself.
Heads are the worst.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find, I don't even,
How old's your son?
he is 5.
Janet says her son is 5, but according to news reports, he was 4 years old when this video was taken.
So I don't know if this is the right one.
The address Janet supplies, which we are keeping private for the homeowner's sake as they may not even be involved, is nowhere near the SeaTac area as she claims. The address she shares is roughly a 30-minute drive away from that area.
Seattle, Washington.
Where did you get that address from just now?
From the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where you remember leaving him.
So yeah, Alika.
That's Alika?
Mm-hmm.
How do you spell that?
Alica.
Okay.
Last name is Bonn.
B-O-N-N?
Yeah. Bone.
She seems to remember a different spelling of her friend's last name, contradicting her previous confirmation from before.
Because there's no Alika, there's no bone.
So, and if you guys can't find him or whatever, this is where I'm going to be for the next 12 months. But I mean, he's there.
They check in.
How did you guys discuss that you're obviously gonna communicate with him still? You want to check on him,
right?
And all that. How are you guys gonna communicate?
Well, I'm not gonna have I'm not gonna use my phone because
Okay.
I'm gonna be here for the next 12 months.
Okay.
So if anything, I don't know what else.
Okay.
That's it.
You didn't discuss that with Alika before you left?
Yes, I discussed it with her. I'm gonna be here for 12 months, and then, but before that, like I don't speak to my parents or anything like that because we got into an altercation. So, but this is where I'm gonna be.
Okay. You can gonna give him that address.
Yeah.
And then tell me about your alcoholism. How long have you been dealing with that?
I've been drinking alcohol.
Or if you don't mind telling me, you don't
Yeah,
have
it's
to tell
okay.
me.
All her
I've been here.
life.
This is like my okay. I've been here like this is like my third year here.
Okay.
So I did 11 months in recovery because I was never like an alcoholic. I was more like of a drug user. So the only drug I ever used was meth.
Yeah.
And I used it for roughly like 4 to 5.
Why did she say that? Like, the only drug I ever used was meth. Hey.
5 years.
Okay.
I came to finally get clean on and off, right?
Sure.
I tried it one time and then years passed and then I do it again and then
Right.
years passed. This is my third year clean. I started drinking a lot because I was like, okay, I'm not a drinker. I was a
You
drug
use
user.
drugs, so
Right.
alcohol's okay.
So
Yeah.
alcohol's fine. I'm like, it's a socialized thing that everybody does. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna have dinner, I'm gonna do this. Well, I drink to the point where I can drink a whole bottle of just like liquor. So I'm like, that's now I'm an alcoholic.
Gotcha.
So I started to have all kinds of problems, and then now I'm back here hoping I can get clean again. It just depends.
Well, I'm glad you're in a space where you feel safe, that you feel like that can work for you. I hope it does.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Good. Well, I just want to figure out where your son is. Obviously, there was some concerns. And once we can do that, his injury was pretty bad. Yeah, was there quite a bit of blood and stuff? What did he do?
He jumped from the bed that we were sleeping on to the ground, and then he just got blood on his head, and so I had him taken to the doctor, and so he's doing good.
Okay. Okay. What did he hit it on?
Just on the ground.
Okay. How did it start bleeding?
It's just started bleeding.
Can you show me like what side of his head? Do you remember what side of his head it was?
I don't remember exactly what side of the head it was, but it's starting to rain a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't. What time did it occur today?
Just, like early, like at 10, 11.
She's worried about the rain when the officer's asking about this is like the worst of the worst. Hey, these kind of females.
So how long were you guys at the hospital?
We were only there for a little bit. I don't even think he got checked. We got there and but I didn't wait enough for him to get checked out. So
he didn't actually go back and get checked. Gotcha. Did you actually go inside and check him in? Okay. And then did you tell him you were leaving, or did you did? Okay. You just said he's not going to be seen and left.
Yeah.
Okay. And how was he acting?
He's okay.
Yeah.
What happened to him when he fell?
Nothing. He just cried.
Just cried?
Just like, just like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to sit down? I can leave the door open. You can sit right there so you're out of the rain.
When he fell down, what did you think he needed to go to the hospital?
Because he was bleeding from his head, so that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
That's legit ring.
And you can stay dry.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's scary. He's 4? Okay.
Janet confirms his age of 4, even though she said he was 5 earlier.
Do you know how long you were at the hospital for?
I was only there for a little bit of time. Again, I didn't want to wait, so I was like, let's go.
Can you describe to me what that Providence looks like? Do you know what road it's on? Did you park in the emergency room parking lot, or?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Or was there a parking garage or anything?
I don't remember at the top of my head.
Okay. Do you remember when you walked in? Like, can you describe to me when you walked in what it looked like?
Just the hospital. Just the hospital.
Okay. But can you describe, like, when you walk in the door, where was the check-in?
In the front, like I walked in, as soon as I walked in, the front desk was checked in right there, and I said my son had to be seen for something, and then his name and everything.
Okay.
And that's
You're
it.
going like this, so you wrote it down, or was there like a check-in thing? Or?
There was a check. All right, but I think they checked me in. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't write anything on there. Okay. Have you been there before?
No.
No, that was your first time.
That was my first time.
When you checked into the desk, was it just an open desk, or
just an open
was
desk.
it behind a wall? Did they have like a glass wall, or
just an open desk?
Okay. Was there a lot of people in there? Yeah. That's why you didn't want to wait, because it was too long. Do you think he needed stitches or anything?
No, he's fine.
Okay. You didn't remember where his injury was?
Mm-mm.
Is it front, side, back? Do you remember?
It's the side. It was the side.
Definitely one of the sides that you recall?
The front, yeah.
Okay. Front. You're kind of pointing above the eyebrow. You contacted your friend through Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I got her information through Facebook.
Oh, okay. And then what information did you get?
Just her number, and then I went to her house and dropped off my kid there, and then now I'm here.
Okay. You got like her phone number? Okay. And did you call her?
I don't know if I'm more mad at this girl or the person that decided to get with this girl. Because who is laying up with this?
From your phone?
From my...
And it's not even looks. It's just like... It's something off about her.
Okay, the one that's in your purse there. You.
I'm gonna say it's something off about her, for real.
Called her from? Okay.
I think I erased it, though. But I have her number.
And I feel like some men are like just so blind to like the looks of some females that they just completely are blindsided by like all the crazy shit.
At this point, there are multiple definitive pieces of information that Janet didn't remember or simply didn't have access to that she miraculously remembers or discovers in her phone. Who she left her son with being one, where she left him being another, where his injury was on his head, and now she claims to have her friend's number even though she said she deleted her Facebook and phone records.
I don't know if you guys want to call her, but I don't think she's going to answer anymore.
In searching the phone number that Janet provided, we discovered it is sourced from Alhambra in California, which is just south of Pasadena. No records of who might own this phone number were available online at the time of editing this video, but we are keeping it private. It is unknown if this was another thing that Janet has pulled out the top of her head.
I don't think she...
Let me turn the light on real quick, y'all.
Gonna answer.
How come? What makes you think that?
Because I don't know if she's still gonna be there.
Did you send her any text messages?
No.
Okay. Do you remember what your son was wearing today when you took him to the hospital?
Pajamas, blue pajamas.
Pooh? Like Winnie the Pooh?
Just regular blue pajamas.
Oh, blue. Can I ask who you're messaging with?
Yeah, my sister. I was just talking to her about her flying out here.
Oh, nice. Where does she live?
California.
What part?
In Pasadena.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to move over there.
I bet it's nice and sunny down there right now.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I might just take her phone. She's got some specks on her shirt. She's got blood on her shoes. She's not really making sense.
So, if you guys don't, locate my son, what's going to happen?
That's what we're working on at the moment.
Why do you think they won't be able to locate him? I mean, if you got the address to where he'd be.
Because, I don't know. I'm just saying, if you guys are not able to find him, what can happen?
What it's looking like right now is that we're going to need to stay with you until we find him. Because it sounds like you said you know where he is, you know where you left him.
Right.
So it shouldn't be an issue, right? Should be able to locate him. Okay, so that's what we just need to stay with you until we locate him.
Okay.
I have another favor though to ask.
Yes.
Because it's raining and it's cold and I'm shivering, and we're gonna be with you, I think, for a little bit. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
We're gonna be with you for a little bit. Would you mind? We have a precinct right up the road. It's comfortable and dry that we can all sit in so we can chat. So we're all out of the rain. Would that be okay?
Where is it?
It's just right down by the fairgrounds.
Yeah, just on 179.
Yeah.
And then we can give you a ride back and all of that if that's okay with you.
Can I get a coffee from here before we go?
We got coffee there.
We have coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we got coffee.
We can give you coffee.
Can you grab that seatbelt around your backside?
And that way we can all be dry and comfortable and sit and you can get some
Perfect.
coffee.
You're welcome.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I can stop and get her a coffee or something.
The male officer.
Yeah, bro. She's not leaving that precinct. They said we got coffee there. No, they don't. Look, the officer said.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I can stop and get her a coffee or something.
The male officer appears to drive Janet to the station. Although there is some interrogation footage we will break down later on, it appears there is no footage covering their journey to the station. The female officer stays behind to investigate the area.
I need everybody out of here. There's no like ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're investigating a crime right now.
She evacuates and searches the rehab building, but discovers nothing of significance. She also questions others on site who may have interacted with Janet.
This game, you're not ready for.
That's the undercover right there. She pulled in quick, too.
You know her, so
I do.
did you chat with her today or anything?
Just when I pulled up, I saw her,
Okay.
and I said, "What are you doing?"
Oh,
in the
she's
back?" And
undercover?
She said she's trying to get sober again. She cut her hair like Britney Spears. She had really long hair.
Oh, she used to have really long
Oh
hair.
yeah.
Maria's filing for legal guardianship also cited Janet recently shaved her head and that she was becoming more, quote, erratic.
Okay.
And she just kind of looked washed up, you know. And I said, well, you know, be good and listen. That's what I told her. In the fall, last fall, she was here.
Okay.
She's been here like 4 or 5 times. You know,
Okay,
she just.
but not since like last fall.
No.
Bro, what? Hold on. Why is homie just holding the bag of Ruffles like that? And what is in his hand?
Oh, I don't know how she showed up. You said that she might have took an Uber or something?
Yeah, and then they came, and then she hid. So.
But you didn't see no car drop her off or anything?
No, she got dropped off up there.
When you say they, you mean us?
Yeah,
Oh.
I came earlier.
Okay. You saw her. Oh, yeah, when they were up here earlier. She hid from them?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
100% positive she
Okay.
got dropped off in the black car, but I didn't think she was coming here until I walked in there and I said, "Hola, senor." I thought it was in there.
Although footage shows Janet drove and parked a car at the local bar and walked towards the rehab center, the roads connecting them are fairly busy, with a speed limit of 50 miles an hour and seemingly no sidewalks. It's possible someone might have picked her up as a hitchhiker and dropped her off. It's also possible that this eyewitness is simply mistaken.
Any other conversation you had with her today?
I'm sorry, that's all I got. Her mom's dropped her off a bunch of times, and all I know is she's just kind of problematic, you know?
How?
That, like when she was here, she wouldn't really listen. She'd get in arguments with other women that were here. You know, her sponsor would tell her to do things and she wouldn't do them.
Yeah.
You know, like being here, there's like a set of rules. If you want
Sure.
to be here because it's free, we don't charge nobody. And
Yeah.
Stay sober, you know, stay within the guidelines, and it was just never that way with her. So
Okay.
just kind of, she was always off the wall, kind of, I don't want to say crazy, but maybe mental health issues.
Did you see her like have anything with her when she showed up?
That little purse?
No, she just came with a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Well, she had like a zip-up sweatshirt on
We
when
gave
she
her
left. Oh, you guys gave her that?
We gave her that.
And she just had a t-shirt on and her
Yeah.
purse. And it's freezing out here.
Yeah, it is.
I'm freezing and I have a sweatshirt on.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate your help. Who owns this place? You and your dad?
My dad.
Your dad does. Where's he at?
I think he's at home right now.
Oh, okay. So I know the deputy on the phone kind of talked to you, but did you see her get here?
I didn't see her get here, no. She's been here before.
Okay.
But, I mean, like I told the other deputy, she left, and we told her mom to find her, like, like a psychiatrist, because her problem is just, like, it was beyond just drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
So
Janet's mother, Maria, in her plea to the court for her grandchildren's custody, seems to have taken the rehab worker's advice. In the order, she had requested rehab and psychiatric care for Janet, along with access to Janet's tax refund so Maria could use the money to support her kids while Janet was in psychiatric care. Maria had written to the court, "If she has access to her tax refund, I'm afraid she will lose herself even more. The last thing I want is to lose her due to an overdose or in a drug-related incident. She needs rehab and psychiatric help to bring her back to who she was. Her kids need her. I really hope Janet will be able to come back from this to be able to fully parent parent her children. She needs more help than I can give her. Minutes after that conversation, officers discover the car Janet parked at the bar. They appear to break open the driver's side window and secure the vehicle. Based off the footage provided, they seem to find nothing alarming.
Empty. I was trying to knock it in.
While these officers question individuals at the rehab center, Janet is simultaneously being questioned at the station. More interrogation footage will be viewed later, but from this roughly 30-second clip we received, it appears investigators are going through her phone call history and questioning her on who each number is connected to. You can also see they've supplied Janet her coffee as promised, along with what appears to be cupcakes. During police interrogations, it is vital that officers ensure suspects are taken care of so that they cannot reasonably claim in court that they were coerced into confessing.
Daniel told me that her mom was calling because they can't find her son, and her mom went to her house and saw blood. I don't know how dramatic it was, but saw blood. I don't know where, but just saw blood. Okay. And they can't find her son. And then she's over here, and Daniel, my brother, where's your son? He's with my mom. And her mom's calling over here saying he can't find her son. I mean, there's a bad connection there. I don't know if she's lying, crazy, I don't know. And her mom's crying and hysterical. No, she's not here. He's not here. Where the heck is he?
Do you know how many children she has?
Two.
Yeah. Do we know where the other child is?
As far as I know, with her mother.
Okay.
And I think that was the whole dilemma, is they can't find her other son.
Gotcha.
And so her mom went to her apartment and saw blood and went hysterical, and this is how this all started.
Did she seem like, from the previous Janet that you knew a couple of years ago, was it?
Yeah.
Compared to today, how was her behavior?
Drastically different, because she was always bubbly and loud and had this big, great laugh, kind of really annoying laugh, and talking to everybody.
Today she
wasn't.
wasn't.
She was just kind of with her hands in her pockets and quiet, and just went in and sat down and didn't talk to anybody really.
So she's not currently a resident. She doesn't have any private space or room here, correct? No. Is her sponsor here?
No.
Okay.
He's not here right now.
Does he normally live here, or is he still primarily living here?
He's the owner of this land.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I don't think he's here right now, though.
Do you know if she was being disruptive today or causing any issues?
That's what I mean. It was kind of drastically different. She just kind of quiet and went and sat in the chair and didn't talk to nobody.
We were actually coming back from a job site. My dad called me. He told me to call you guys because I guess she was here. I think Janet's mom probably called him and told him the situation, what was going on, that one of her sons was missing, and I think her mom ended up finding wherever she was staying full of blood or something like that.
Okay.
So he told me to call you guys and to let you guys know, because I think she had filed a report already over there, and so he told me to call you guys, let you guys know that she was here. And well, he didn't tell me all that part until I got here, but yeah, so that's why I called you guys.
Was she on alcohol?
It was alcohol. Did I know it was alcohol, crystal, and probably everything in between.
Okay. She didn't go back into any rooms or anything?
¿No entró en ningún cuarto? ¿Acá? No creo. Yeah, they didn't see her do it.
The officers continued to question individuals at the rehab center and search the property. Based off the footage we've obtained, they found nothing that hinted at Ariel's potential location.
Yeah, again, if we find anything on our own, I mean, well, if you guys got a card or call 311, like you said, I don't know.
Hours after bringing Janet to the station for further questioning, this footage shows some of the interrogation room.
Sorry, I was limiting the call.
Bro, my dumb ass tried to peek around the corner, like I was gonna be able to look in the room, bro.
Oh, okay.
If you need anything, just knock on the door, okay?
Based off the footage we were given, it appears that a more thorough interrogation took place on footage that has not yet been made public.
The problem is it's recording right now, and it says status today.
Most of the footage provided here showed very little contact with Janet. The video timestamps indicate that Janet was at the station for over 3 hours at this point.
We ordered food earlier. Do you want some tacos and stuff? Do you want me to get you some water with them? Okay. Do you like ice in it or no?
No ice.
Okay. You're welcome.
And then any look finding.
We haven't. And then, so I'll let you know that you're going to be going to jail tonight for making false statements. Is what we're charging you with, okay? So I'm just wrapping up your paperwork, and then we'll let you like eat and everything, and then we'll take you down there, okay?
Okay.
Man, hell no, she can't eat. She just killed her son.
Did you get some food? All right. So I think Tanya, Detective Johnson had told you that you're going to go to jail tonight. Okay. I want to take a picture of your hand because you had said you had hurt your nail or broke. Which one were you talking about? Do you remember?
I don't remember it.
Okay, I'll just take a picture of them. Yeah, hold them. Yep, like that. Do you have any other injuries on your hands or anything? Okay. Alright.
Alright, just want to go and turn around for me? Right?
Yeah. Janet, these are gonna go with you. This is the search warrant for your cell phone that we wrote, and then this is your citation for making false statements to public service. So these will go with you and go in your property at the jail.
Okay.
I'm gonna just search you real quick, okay? So go ahead and turn around, face the door for me. Spread your legs for me.
Nothing else in your pockets or anything? Okay. All set?
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
According to reports, officials issued an endangered missing persons advisory at midnight that day. This more locally focused alert was issued instead of an Amber Alert. According to news sources, Ariel's disappearance did not meet the federal requirements for an Amber Alert, which requires information like a potential suspect, vehicle description, and a defined location of where an abduction or disappearance took place. Just before 6 o'clock in the evening of the following day, on March 28, 2024, officials would unfortunately discover Ariel's body off of Interstate 5. He was found in a location that was roughly halfway between Janet's allegedly blood-covered apartment and the rehab center she visited. The location of Ariel's body was an over 75-mile drive away from her apartment. However, it is unclear if this was where she was staying when she left for the rehab center. Janet Garcia is being charged with first and second-degree murder, as well as an assault of a child. She has submitted a plea of not guilty, and she currently has a bail set to $3 million. At the time of editing this video, Janet's case is going through the court system, and a verdict and sentencing is yet to be determined. According to news reports, an autopsy revealed that Ariel was stabbed up to 41 times and showed signs of defensive wounds. This story is unfortunately not an entirely unique one for the United States, and criticisms of custody laws
Why is it always mothers who you don't see dads putting their babies in microwaves. You don't see dads stabbing their child 44 times. You don't see dads throwing their two kids onto LA freeways like mother texts ex say goodbye to your son before killing toddler self. That's some dark shit.
Continue to arise from situations like this. In this case, District 35 Representative Travis Couture criticized legislation during the events of this video that he sees as too lax. He shares that current legislation...
Dang, rest in peace, little buddy, bro.
This is 20-year-old Devon Howard. Devon is sitting in a cold interrogation room alongside his 3 co-accomplices due to their suspected involvement in the brutal shooting and murder of 27-year-old Andrew Janicek. Coincidentally, all 4 claim that they had no involvement in the crime whatsoever, and in fact don't seem to take the situation seriously at all.
Where did you pick her up at? Okay. Relax, it's okay.
No, I'm fine. I'm just tired.
Okay.
I was involved in the murder of somebody.
Oh, the diamond's right there.
What the group doesn't realize at this time is that Andrew's murder was fully recorded on multiple security cameras and shows a man getting out of 19-year-old Alicia Valdez's car before killing Andrew. Even more disturbing is that the same vehicle would drive over Andrew's lifeless body before fleeing the scene.
Protect your family's dreams under our roof. American Family
Hey,
Insurance.
you can't get away with
The Thanksgiving turkey
nothing nowadays.
Rich, buttery stuffing, premium carved turkey.
Cameras are everywhere.
Alexis Ellis, a bystander at the scene, would hear the gunshot go off and rush over to Andrew to perform CPR while her friend Alyssa called 911.
Jeffcom 911, what is the address of the emergency?
I don't know. I'm just at the corner. It's like Sheridan and 20th. Some guy just got shot, and they took off in a silver 2-door Pontiac, and he's on the ground. He's like face down.
Did you see the person that shot him?
Did you see the person with the gun? Alexis, answer my question. Did you see the person with the gun? She said it looked like a little Mexican dude.
Okay, and it was just the one male in that vehicle, or did she see anyone?
What? Alexis, lock in. Come on, Alexis.
He got into a the passenger seat of the car.
That was funny.
She said, did you see the person with the gun? Alexis, answer my question. Did you see the person with the gun? She said it looked like a little Mexican dude.
Okay, and it was just the one male in that vehicle, or did she see anyone else?
He got into a the passenger seat of the car. Okay, he's hit in the chest. He's got bullets in the chest. We're flipping him over because he's not, hang on, he's not breathing.
Unfortunately, Andrew would pass away within minutes. Even more unsettling is that the same car model would be seen at a local gas station later that night, where everyone inside would happily buy snacks, joke, and laugh as if nothing had happened just hours prior. The footage inside the gas station would identify the occupants of the vehicle as 19-year-old Alicia Valdez, 20-year-old Caleb Vigil, and 20-year-old Devon Howard Lopez. While painting these 3 out to be killers just based on their car make is clearly premature, it's enough evidence for police to file a warrant for the arrest of the 3 suspects so they can bring them in for questioning to try and determine if the bunch had any involvement in Andrew's death. What makes this case so interesting is the amount of blatant lies and misinformation that would come out during these interrogations. You would think that at least one of the suspects would feel guilty and confess, but everyone involved would fabricate their story and lie to lessen their perceived role in the crime. But at this point, the police have yet to apprehend any suspects. Their only lead is a lifeless body sprawled on the pavement and 2 shaken witnesses who made the 911 call. Police start by questioning Alexis, the witness who called the cops. Remember, this is an interview and not an interrogation, as currently Alexis is considered a witness rather than a suspect. But there is something suspicious about her that the detectives want to clarify. 3 years earlier, Alexis was charged as an accessory to murder after
She did it. She directly put the hands
after her boyfriend shot and killed one of his friends from the vehicle she was driving. The detective leading the interview, Nathan Geerdes, would discover this information during a brief preparation period prior to the interview and is curious as to if maybe she had more to do with Andrew's murder than she was letting on.
We pulled up, we parked in the back parking lot. My friend got out to go into the dispensary. Sitting on my phone, playing on Facebook, heard the shot, thought it was a firework for a second, so I looked up and saw the victim face down on the floor, and the shooter, there was a silver Pontiac in front of the victim, and the shooter was in front of the car, still kind of standing by the victim's body with the gun pointed at him, and then got back into the Pontiac on the passenger side. They hesitated for a minute on which way they're going to pull off. Looked like they were trying not to hit him. They kind of looked around the parking lot to see if anyone saw it. I was kind of trying to duck as much as possible. I got out of the car. Once I saw that they were gone, ran up to him. I said, "Are you hit?" He said, "Yes, please help me." Called 911, let him know there was an ambulance on the way. Sounded like he was kind of crying. He wasn't saying anything else. After 2 minutes, the crying stopped. So went to check for a pulse. There was no pulse.
Big neck?
Big neck.
You alright?
Yeah.
Take note of Alexis's posture when discussing the shooting. She's leaned in towards the officer and seems comfortable, showing little signs of resistance. This language presents truthfulness on her behalf, so it's unlikely she feels any guilt, which likely means that her recollection of events is indeed accurate to what she believed happened.
So you hear nothing. The first thing that catches your attention is a shot. Okay? Are you familiar with guns?
That's what I'm on probation for.
How so?
I was dating a guy for 3 weeks. He asked for a ride and shot and killed somebody at the King Soopers on Sheridan Hampton in 2015.
So you heard a gun go off?
Yeah. He was 5 feet in front of me on that one.
Got some tremendous luck.
Yeah.
Did you get charged?
Yeah. Accessory to a crime, F4.
How does this make you feel?
I don't know. I mean, it was hard. I was glad I was able to react like that because I didn't react like that with my case. At the same time, I'm my PO and everybody's probably gonna chew my ass for it, but he didn't die alone. He knew somebody was there trying to help him. Just being around it and being around the situation.
Is it your fault?
No. But there's.
Did you know this was gonna go down?
No.
Play War Thunder now. Join millions of players across the globe in massive battles on tanks.
This interview clearly showcased the responses suspects make when dealing with discomfort. We could physically see her subtle movement patterns and how they coincided with certain emotions Alexis was feeling. Her body language makes sense. She felt uncomfortable while discussing her own criminal history, which is completely reasonable. However, when discussing a crime she had no part in, her demeanor changed significantly, with an open posture and willingness to answer every question. And with this, we should be now more prepared to analyze the interrogation of a less innocent suspect later on in this video. Following this interview, police would continue their hunt to find the whereabouts of the 3 inside the suspected vehicle, and it wouldn't take them long at all. Just a few hours later, at 4 a.m., an officer spotted a vehicle closely resembling the one described by Alexis driving recklessly and pulled it over. It quickly became clear that this was no ordinary traffic stop.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Hey, Officer Lloyd, Denver Police. You can't turn left there.
Oh, I can't?
No, it says there's a big sign up there that says "Do not turn left." That's just,
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't have a front plate either. Is it up in the window?
Yeah, because
Okay.
my thing is broken, so I got to get a new one to actually hold it.
The bracket?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now
Okay,
step
do you
out
have
the
your license,
vehicle
registration,
real quick.
insurance, ma'am?
There's those.
Okay.
There you go.
Alicia Valdez. Alicia, gotta have you step out for a second. Don't grab anything with you, okay? Just step on out for me.
Yes,
Get a
sir.
warrant, okay?
Why?
Why do you have a warrant? You probably know that better than I do, but we're gonna do some research and tell you exactly what it is. Yeah, they put out a felony warrant out for you.
A felony one?
Yeah.
Yep. Do you have anything on you I need to know about?
I don't.
Okay.
All right. If you wanna watch them, I'll pat him down real quick. I'm just gonna set you down on the curb, okay? You just put your wallet on the top, man. I'll give it back to you in a sec here, okay? Go ahead and just put him right behind. You're not in trouble. You're not going to jail. You're not getting arrested right now. All right. Just gonna pat you down real quick, man. You can put your phone in your pocket. Same thing
Dang,
as your
how many
partner. You're not
people are
going
in
to
that
jail.
car?
You're not getting handcuffed. I'm just doing this for while you're gonna be sitting behind us, okay?
Bro, if one more person
Okay,
gets
then you
out
go
that
ahead,
car,
Martino.
I'm gonna
Perfect,
get
okay,
hot.
You can see with them, okay? Is this your gold phone? Okay.
At this very moment, the officer would discover a pistol inside the vehicle. Caleb had just stated there were no guns inside the vehicle just minutes earlier, so the officer quickly places Caleb under arrest so they can safely investigate this increasingly tense situation.
Stand up.
What is this?
Stand up. Trevor, grab your bag.
Spoiled teen thinks she can get away with murder.
You're not gonna tell me there's a gun in the seat next to you? What? You're gonna tell me that you're gonna try to leave a gun on the seat when you left? That'd be nice to know, wouldn't it? Oh, and a pocket full of bullets.
Call me Zaza.
How about this? I'm about to get out of the car. Officer, I have a gun on me. Right? What's that? One more person? They're all hooked. Did you let them know that this is in the car? What is it? SCCY 9mm.
All four would be arrested following the discovery of Caleb's pistol. However, throughout the entire process, Alicia, the owner of the car, would stay eerily optimistic, as if she hadn't yet connected the dots that her arrest was related to Andrew's murder.
Hi, Zaza.
Just stay right there for a second.
Yeah, that one's. This chick is weird.
Now that the suspects have finally been secured, detectives would begin the process of individually interrogating all four suspects, with separate preparation and planning
just
made
gave
for
her
each
snacks.
interrogation in attempts to get
Oh, you
as
talking
many
about the
different
last one?
stories and general information as possible. They would begin with Alicia Valdez, who was allegedly the driver of the vehicle.
Like the
Sit her in
video,
an open
Zaza.
room with Valdez, who was allegedly the driver of the vehicle. They sit her in an open room with a large TV to her left and a digital clock behind. This is drastically different from the cold, empty room seen earlier in this video. This is done purposefully. This room is meant to feel welcoming and open. The table creates a subconscious, comforting barrier between the suspect and the detectives, something that's absent in many more aggressive interrogations. The objective is to get Alicia to feel comfortable and willing to speak to the detectives. Remember, at this point, Alicia knows very little about what evidence the cops have. She has no idea that everything was recorded on CCTV, and they know that her car was there. The plan is to set a trap that prevents Alicia from denying that she was at the scene, so the more willing she is to talk at the beginning, the better. That's why they start the questioning off lightly, but it'll ramp up in no time at all.
Yeah, just have a seat right there. Want some water?
Thank
No? Okay. It's over here if you want it.
Okay, thank you.
You all right?
Chilly. Cold. Yeah. It was nice earlier.
Yeah.
The detectives offer her water to immediately try to appear friendly and form a bond. People are much more likely to tell a friend something than they are a stranger, so this is an extremely important step. You'll notice this friendly demeanor slowly fades and changes as the interrogation continues.
And where do you live at?
Right now, kind of a bit of everywhere.
Okay. Where have you?
In my car.
In your car? Okay.
Keep this fact in mind for later on in the interrogation, as the detectives will use it to prove she was at the scene later on.
We're in the car with you today. It's your car, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you owned that car?
I've had that car for, I believe, about 6 months.
So 6 months about?
Mm-hmm.
You've owned it?
Where did you get it? I bought it from a public auction down in Colorado Springs.
Okay. Okay, so you have keys to the car.
Mm-hmm.
Have you given your keys to anybody else?
No.
No, the only ones that were there are the ones that were in the car.
Okay, so when you bought the car, there was one set of keys?
Mm-hmm. And then I had another maid, but they're together. They're on the same.
Okay.
This is a simple question, and it should have a definitive answer. Based on what she's just said, the fact that the only 2 keys are in her possession, there's no reason for her to be unsure who has access to the car. She's deflecting.
So you say you've been kind of homeless here recently?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, living out of that car?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where else have you been staying?
Sometimes with gentlemen in the green out there.
Caleb?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, talk about, who else was in the car with you tonight?
My boyfriend and another young woman I don't know.
Who's your boyfriend?
Devon's.
Where'd you meet him?
Y'all, make sure to get over to my my reaction channel. Trevthebreadman reacts. It's in the link in my description.
Mutual friends.
Okay.
If you haven't noticed already, Alicia is extremely nervous. We're 10 minutes into this interview, and her leg hasn't stopped bouncing up and down the entire time. She's also been moving around in her chair and avoiding eye contact while answering very simple questions. Even without the evidence that they'd already collected beforehand, the detectives would likely already be convinced that she played a part in what happened. Now it's just about exploiting these weaknesses and extracting a confession using everything they know. And the process starts by establishing a timeline.
Is she texting someone behind your back? A single Spokio search can help you find out who she's messaging.
Who are the other 2 people in the car?
Caleb, I met him through mutual friends too. I haven't really known him that long.
What about the girl? Do you know her name?
I have no idea who she is.
When did you meet her?
Just tonight.
Where did you pick her up at?
I don't know, because I don't know Denver like that.
Where were you at before you left to go pick this girl up?
Caleb's.
Was Devon there with you?
Mm-hmm.
So you were a few hours at Caleb's house, and then Caleb asked you to go pick this girl up, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you picked her up, and you were headed back to Caleb's house when the police stopped you. Have I got all that right?
We were headed back, but I stopped at the 7-Eleven down the street. So
Okay.
I could
Which 7-Eleven?
get some drinks. The one off of Colfax and Ogden, I think.
Okay.
The detectives now have a story that Alicia is locked into, meaning that if anything she says contradicts this, they'll know she's lying, and they can use it to trap her to put on more pressure. Alicia, however, is playing a game of her own and trying her best to dodge questions and hide certain details from the cops, but she's fighting a losing battle, and the cops know it.
How long have you been staying at Caleb's house?
Not really a lot.
I'm just trying to get a sense of like every other night, every night, 5 nights a week. What? Just give me an idea.
Maybe like 1 to 2 nights.
1 to 2 nights a week. What were you doing today before you went over to Caleb's house?
Mainly just hanging out with my boyfriend. He's trying to keep me distracted off today.
Well, because of that's we all have stuff like that.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so where were you hanging out at?
Really just everywhere driving.
Driving.
You got this in your live
That's about
stream.
it.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Relax, it's okay.
No, I'm fine. I'm just tired.
Okay.
But Alicia is all too aware that the final thing they did last night is exactly what police want to know about, and she absolutely cannot bring it up.
Stayed anywhere else since you come to Denver other than Caleb's or your car?
I stayed at this one girl's house. I don't remember her name. Like I said, I met her through mutual friends. But those friends that I did meet her through, I'm no longer really in contact with.
Okay, how long ago was that you stayed at her house? A week ago?
A week or something
Did
ago.
Devin stay with you at her house too?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's with me all the time.
This is an extremely important statement. If they can confirm that either Devon or Alicia
Thank you,
was
sir.
at the scene of the crime, they'll be able to lock both of them into it. The detective immediately realizes the importance of this and forces her to double down on her statement.
Now, has Devin been with you the entire time? Since you've been here in Denver? And since he stayed with you at her house? And he's been staying with you in your car or at Caleb's this whole time, up until tonight? Okay. So, has Devin been in the car with you every time you've been out in the car?
I believe so, yes.
Now, on top of the information from before, the detectives know that wherever her car was, both her and Devon had to have been there too. This is where the second stage of the interrogation begins. They're aware she's guilty, have an extremely detailed timeline of events, and know she's feeling extremely uncomfortable. Now, the plan is simple. They want her to give up as much information about the actual murder and the other suspects as possible, so they can easily implicate everyone else that's waiting for them.
Hey, I'm gonna say it right now. Eternity is something completely off with her.
Their interrogation, so the detectives take a short break. When they sit back down, they plan to switch gears completely. They're going to heavily apply the pressure and attempt to extract a full confession.
Uh-oh.
It's pretty apparent to me you're being truthful about things.
Uh-oh.
And it's also
Uh-oh.
apparent that there's some stuff you don't want to talk about. But we've been sitting here talking for a while.
Tell him.
I genuinely like you. I think you're a good kid. Well, to me, you're a kid.
Well, I mean, I am a kid.
Yeah, you're younger than my daughter. Okay. You're up here from the Springs. You've had some stuff in your life, but now you're up here in Denver hanging with these guys that you've got, you know, some history. Some rough history, not your kind of history, right? You're kind of out of your element up here, all right? I don't know that you got yourself into trouble, other than the people you're hanging with, but these other people have gotten you into a lot of trouble.
Who?
Caleb, for one.
He got me in a lot of trouble.
You just told me, we spent a long time, you were very clear that no one else has been driving your car for the last week. Okay? That you and Devon, or you and Devon and Caleb have been in your car. There's a few random people you don't know, but even when those random people are in the car, you and Devon are in the car. And that's you staying with that?
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's a common tactic to give a suspect an excuse for what they've done. In this case, the detective says he genuinely believes she's a good kid and has just been swept along in what's happened. It's likely he'll also tell her at some point soon that if she helps them out, they might be able to give her a much lighter sentence. It's also important to note that he's still trying to keep a friendly demeanor to her, and the reason for this hasn't changed. If he starts to get angry at her now, she might become closed off and refuse to tell them anything. If anything, he's even trying to seem fatherly, choosing to mention his daughter and calling her a kid, something that could even be a response to her saying her father passed away when she was younger. However, all of this is leading up to something. They're finally going to reveal why she's really there and exactly what they know.
So,
let's do it.
Remember the day that it was raining? It was snowing, real bad weather? That was Friday. That night, the night before all that snow and rain, do you remember where you were that night?
Say I could not tell you.
Okay. Do you remember being in a dark parking lot that night?
I don't know.
Okay, look at me. Your car is at the scene of a murder. Someone got out of your car, shot someone, and killed them. Got back into your car and drove away. You just told me that you were driving your car all week. You need to tell me the truth.
I don't recall.
You don't recall?
I don't.
We have it on video. I know that the person who shot this guy is a guy. I know it wasn't you. I know it was your car. You tell me you're the only one driving your car, so you were driving the car.
I mean, yeah, but I don't recall being in wherever you're saying I was.
Picture yourself in this situation. If you'd just been told that police believe you were at the scene of the crime, would your first response be, I don't recall? Anybody innocent would be shocked to hear this information and do everything they could to clear their name and distance themselves from the crime. Alicia was there, and now the detectives are more certain of this than ever, and they're starting to get frustrated.
Honestly, you need to be honest with me here.
I am?
No, you're not. I do know you were driving the car. Now, driving the car could make you an accessory to murder. If you're going to sit here and tell me you don't remember, no one in the world, no one. You put yourself in my position, okay? I know you were driving the car. I know your car was there because I got video of it.
I really don't.
Put yourself in my position. Do you think anybody in the world is going to believe that you don't remember that?
I can only have a claim if I'm injured.
Georgia, there's something called the impact rule, and the impact rule says that you can only claim emotion.
I don't know. I just, like I said, I drive everywhere. And
yeah, you would have remembered this, though.
This is a chilling line from the detective, and you can clearly see it almost startles Alicia. The sight of that man being shot will be burned into her mind, and being so clearly reminded of it would be jolting, to say the least. In fact, the detectives didn't even realize exactly how traumatizing it might have been until just moments later.
Tonight, Caleb had a gun on him. Did you know he had a gun on him?
No, because I don't just pat everybody down that comes in my car.
Well, you know he owns a gun, right? You're staying at his place. You drive with him every day.
Not every day, but...
Well, I mean, so he probably carries a gun with him for protection. In the parts of town.
Well, really, I don't really like seeing guns. I don't really like being around guns.
But
only because of what happened to my dad.
Have you seen him with a gun before?
Not really, no, because I don't pay attention.
What happened to your dad with a gun?
That's your problem. You're stupid. You don't pay attention.
He was murdered.
He was murdered.
Yeah.
Okay, with a gun. So this was probably pretty traumatic for you, seeing someone murdered with a gun.
I did not see anybody being
Happened right in front of your car.
Like I said, I don't recall.
Notice how quickly the detective hones in on her father's murder and how similar that may have been to this incident. He's looking for any opening to make her feel uncomfortable and guilty. And as horrible as it may sound, this is about as good as you can get. So the detectives take one last break to think about their final move and come back with the last and possibly most damning piece of evidence of all.
Want some more water or something? You've been on the other side of this, haven't you? With your dad. You've been on the other side of this whole thing, haven't you?
What does that mean?
I mean, you got a family member murdered. So you've seen the other side of this.
Well, not really. Not really. They let the man that did it go away.
They did. How'd that feel? Did they catch him and not?
And they let him go? I mean, the way I see it, it's left. Go ahead and live it.
No, that's not all right. You don't believe that. When you got stopped tonight, there was a gun in your car. Did you see the gun that they took out of your car?
I didn't see it, no.
You didn't see it, but they took the gun out of your car. Okay, that was the gun that was used to murder this man. And prove that too. That's an easy one. The gun that was in your car.
You sure it was?
Oh, I'm sure it was. Yes, I can prove that.
We're very sure.
That's easy. The bullet that we dug out of this man's chest at the autopsy came from that gun that just came out of your car. That's a fact too. Your car was in the parking lot where he was shot. You tell me, how did the gun that murdered a man get into your car?
I don't know.
The detectives get very little other information out of her from this point onwards, but they've already gotten more than enough. They've heavily implicated her in the crime, and it sounds as though Devon had to have been there with her too. It's at this point that we'll take a break from the suspect's interrogation, as unfortunately, convicting the criminals is only one half of these officers' jobs. And while all of this is going on, another team of detectives and officers are tasked with the brutal job of breaking the news of Andrew's death to his family. Andrew's girlfriend Jessica was the only one awake, so in the middle of the night, she'd get a knock on the door from a group of detectives.
All right, Jessica. Well, I appreciate you answering my questions. So I have some news for you. It's not. I'm just going to come out and say it. Andrew's dead.
You're joking?
I'm not joking. Andrew is dead.
What happened?
He was shot, and he died in the parking lot.
Oh my god! You guys already informed us.
Don't think this can't happen to you. A few deputies coming to your door saying that your loved one got shot and killed. I'm telling you, it's life. Don't take it for granted, because one day you're here, one day you're not. For real.
You're the first person I was able to get a hold of, and I know that this is hard to hear.
Oh my god!
This clip is devastating, as it seems like Jessica had absolutely no idea of any of the events that transpired earlier that night. As far as she was aware, Andrew was simply going out to get them barbecue dinner. However, as sad as this is, detectives have to consider the possibility of Andrew having some sort of connection to the group. For all they know, this could have been a drug deal gone wrong or some other illegal activity that caused the shooting. With this in mind, detectives would bring Jessica to the station where they could conduct a formal interview to determine if Andrew had any prior connection to the group that killed him. While preparing for the interview, a strange discovery would be made. Police were given an anonymous tip that Jessica's own brother had been planning to kill Andrew. The two had supposedly a recurring issue with one another that had gotten progressively worse. This is awfully coincidental, and something detectives need to get to the bottom of.
My brother just saw it on the news. They just put it on the news.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. And then I saw the picture of him on there.
Okay. I bet that was pretty rough. So I received information going back a year, maybe 2 years. Your brother had threatened Andrew.
Yeah,
Basically.
he didn't threaten him directly. It was indirectly to me. Meaning I was driving to work one morning and we were having a fight, and that's when he really unnerved me, so I told Andrew, and then Andrew wanted to take it to the police, and the police said your best option would be just to move away from the situation, so we did.
What was said? I mean, it was obviously fairly egregious if...
Basically, it was just probably something to the effect, I'll just take him out too.
What do you think he meant by that?
I mean, well, the first thought to my head is to kill him, you know, taking someone out.
While these comments from Jessica's brother are disturbing, Jessica doesn't seem too bothered by it now. But at the time, they took it seriously enough to move houses just to get away from him. But the detective can't just take Jessica's word for this. Luckily, there are some simple ways that he might be able to prove if he was involved or not.
What kind of car does your brother drive?
The Pathfinder.
What color is that?
Green. Well, like a dark forest green.
Does your brother have access to firearms or anything like that?
He's not allowed to.
Why not?
He has charges like against him for past.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is base 44.
Stupidity.
Okay.
And I don't know all those crimes because I didn't bother to try to talk to him about them.
The description of his cars don't match up with the one on CCTV at all, and if he's not allowed access to any firearms, then it's very unlikely that he was their guy. However, before they wrap up the interview, Jessica asks a final, devastating question.
Can I just ask you one question?
Sure.
Andrew? Can I ask you, like, kind of, like, where he was shot? Just because his mom told me that when he was shot, the witness who saw it ran to him and stayed with him until he passed.
He was shot in the chest. Okay.
Yeah. He didn't deserve that at all.
No, nobody deserves that. From all accounts, from what you've been saying, it seems like he was a very good guy.
Yeah.
This question echoed in the detectives' heads for the rest of this case. It really seemed like Andrew was a nice, peaceful man who was brutally killed that night. Detectives would go on to interview Jessica's brother as well, and managed to fully clear his name as a
Rest in
suspect.
peace, Andrew,
Caleb,
man.
Devon, and Alicia had no connection to Andrew. This was a cold-blooded murder. This case had just taken a far more sinister turn, and detectives had to find justice for not only Andrew, but for the rest of his family. After Alicia's interrogation, they would bring in Caleb, the man who they at this point believe actually pulled the trigger. But Caleb wasn't planning on making things easy. His interrogation lasts just 4 minutes, but opens up an entirely new side to this investigation, filled with dozens of shocking new pieces of evidence, all sparked by just one tiny thing that he said.
All right, Caleb. It's been a long night, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Caleb, I'm Detective John Meone. I'm a detective here with Denver, and I'm going to talk to you about your traffic stop, your friends, and the gun that you had on you tonight. What's your home address, Caleb?
1548 in Fountain.
If you want to talk to me about what happened, your answer is yes. If you don't want to talk to me, you should say no.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
The interrogation ended here, but unbeknownst to Caleb, he gave away a crucial piece of evidence, his address. And it took police no time at all to obtain a search warrant.
Police, open up the door. Police, open the door. Show me your hands, show me your hands. Step up. Who else is in here?
Nobody just needs her. I don't live here. This is not my house. This is a friend's house of mine. I apologize.
If you're in here, make yourself known. Do it now. Police department, come out. Come out with your hands up.
That was one of Caleb's friends, and he's one of the 3 keys inside this apartment that would unlock the case for the detectives. The second was this giant stock of 9mm
What's up,
bullets
Jorge?
that perfectly matched the bullet found lodged inside Andrew's
How
body.
you doing, bro?
And if that wasn't damning enough, there was one more piece of evidence inside that was the most shocking of all, but the police hadn't even realized it yet. Instead, they wanted to have a quick conversation with the man they found inside. It seems that Caleb was known to this guy as Modelo, and Devon as Silencio. Often friends of suspects like this tend to keep their mouths shut out of trust, but this time, well, see for yourself.
Modelo got out of the car, I guess, to go mug this dude with a gun. Dude dropped the wallet on the ground. Modelo unloaded the gun into somebody, I guess. So whoever was in the car, I guess, Silencio just told me that they saw him get back up or whatever, and they ran him over as they drove off. That's all I know.
This was everything detectives could have asked for, but what came next was their most haunting discovery of all. Inside Caleb's house was a receipt from 7-Eleven dated just minutes after the murder, proving that Caleb, Devon, and Alicia were indeed the ones laughing at the gas station after the murder. All of these events transpired over 24 hours, but police had left out one crucial suspect, Devon, aka Silencio, and it was for good reason. Police knew Devon was desperate to keep his girlfriend
Good, I'm
Alicia
driving
from
right
getting
now,
charged.
so close to my house. I'm gonna go like fast in a little bit, like 55. Alright, Jorge, be safe, be safe. Hey, bro, like this stream. Like this stream. But drive safely, for real.
So if they could use that against him, they might be able to get him to admit to the murders. The mounting pressure on Devon became so intense that he started confessing to other crimes and robberies he had committed in the past.
I'll tell you straight up, me and Caleb together have done crimes before. Okay.
What you're about to witness is a 21-year-old talking himself into over 300 years in prison.
Protect your dreams under our roof.
Dang, you got there quick, bro.
Do you know what's really fun? Making a website on Wix.
Hey.
Yeah. Devin? Devon. Do you go by Devon? Yeah. I'm probably going to screw that up, so if I do, I apologize, alright? I'm not worried about it. So, Devon, like I said, my name is Mark Spurgeon. I'm an investigator with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. You know Nate, right? You know we're both cops? Yep. Okay. It's been my understanding that when they made contact with you this afternoon, that you were willing to talk to us again. Is that true? To an extent, yeah. Okay, to an extent. Okay, I just like to start and make sure you understand your rights, because one of the things I don't want to do in this room is violate your rights. You have these rights, and I think they're important to you. So, you know where you're at? Yeah. All right. Well, kinda. All right. I know this sounds stupid, but I want to make sure that you understand what we're doing. Where are you at? Some police station. Okay. All right. What state are you in? Colorado. Who's the president? Trump.
The detectives are being...
A car spin so crazy, bro, crashed in an old Honda. Bro, you know it's crazy? I was on the way to lunch today, sitting at a red light, sitting in the passenger seat of my homie's car. And we're just talking, and out of nowhere, I guess the car, like, behind The car to the right of us wasn't paying attention and just slammed right into the back of him. I saw that, bro. That was crazy.
Being perhaps even more careful at the beginning of this interrogation than they were in Alicia's. They
For
want to
real, bro.
confirm that Devon is of sound
Jorge, did you like the stream?
mind right now, leaving the defense
Like the
absolutely
stream.
no opportunity to invalidate this piece of evidence in court. They can't leave any
Like
room
the
for error
stream.
because they know he's likely.
I usually be doing this on my reaction channel. I'm on it right now. But look, hold on. If I go to YouTube. View channel. Got 78 videos. Y'all go tap in for real. We got 78 videos on just this account. And you already know this account has like 460 something. Appreciate it, appreciate it.
Only here for one reason: to confess.
I'm into this investigation somewhat late, so I kind of want to start out and ask you, why are we sitting in this room? Why are we here? Fill me in.
I was involved.
Oh my God. Is I don't lawyer.
And
He went straight to I was involved in this fool.
somebody.
Okay.
That's all.
That's why? So tell me about it. Because there's a reason that you want to talk about it, right?
I just want to get my girl out of trouble because she had nothing to do with it.
All right. Like I said, I come in late to this.
Yeah.
Who's your girl?
Alicia Valdez.
I was at a takeover yesterday, bro. It was crazy. Bro, I'm planning on going to one soon, no lie.
The detective's plan worked perfectly. He's here to tell the cops everything in hopes that he can maybe get his girlfriend out of trouble.
Was
But
it
you
lit?
Can still
Was it
clearly
lit?
See how uncomfortable with this.
Was it lit, Jorge? Hold on, I gotta get my water. I'll be right back. Say yeah. Yeah, I bet it was. 12 show up? You had to skedaddle or what?
He is. As soon as he's asked why he's here, he goes from sitting perfectly still to dancing around in his chair, searching his pockets, and leaning back
Knowing damn well there's nothing in his pockets.
Away from the detectives. It doesn't matter if he thinks this is the right thing to do, he still knows he's being checkmated, and he's about to sentence himself to a lifetime in jail.
Want to get her out of trouble?
Yeah.
All right.
She had nothing to do with it. She's not a criminal. She ain't even been to jail before, till now.
Okay. Was she there?
Yeah, she didn't know anything was gonna happen though. She didn't have any hand in it at all.
Okay.
I was driving.
Your tires fell off, bro? How'd you get new ones back on and drive back? That sounds lit, but crazy, not gonna lie.
And you know, you can figure out the rest. I'm sure you already have.
Like I said, I'm coming into this new. I learned about this literally this morning. They asked me to come in and kind of assist, so that's what I'm doing. Do me a favor, walk me through. Because if you want to get her out of out of the situation she's in. I understand, I respect that. But I need to know what happened, so walk me through it.
We were driving around, honestly, for night, having fun.
Drive around having fun?
Yeah. We like to drive. It's fun. We listen to music. Then we had to pull into this parking lot. And then from there, I don't really feel like I need to speak on.
Oh, you put the old wheels on the G37. Nice. Damn, put this down a little bit.
Not because you guys already have pretty much everything figured out. You guys know she did not pull the trigger.
Okay.
That's what matters. I'm just here to get her out of trouble. I'm not here to get anyone else in trouble, except for myself, obviously.
Right.
All I can tell you is no one knew that the shooting was gonna happen. It was not planned.
So it wasn't planned?
Hell no, it wasn't planned. Who plans on driving to a parking lot shooting some random white guy?
Were you planning on robbing?
Like I said, I wasn't planning on doing it.
Was Caleb planning on robbing?
Like I said, I'm not gonna speak on that.
This is one of the detectives' leading theories about what happened. They don't necessarily believe that they planned on murdering Andrew. They think that this was more likely a robbery gone wrong. They intended to just steal Andrew's money, but ended up freaking out, shooting him, and running him over to ensure he couldn't turn them into the cops.
What makes you guys go at...
More than likely, yeah.
Who?
The victim, the kid that died.
He's not a kid, he's 27. But
right. He is to me.
True. Well, like I said, I don't know, I wasn't planning on anything happening to him. I didn't know what was going to happen to this guy. So when something went off, I drove off.
Okay. What happened? We need to know what happened.
Well, everyone knows you got shot.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm trying to figure out who shot him, and I need somebody to tell me that.
Well, I'm not going to tell you anything because I'm sure you guys already know. And
Yeah.
if you guys can't figure that out, then there's some issues. Because
Well, let me ask you this. What I'm trying to...
She didn't shoot. You know, she didn't pull the trigger. I told you I was driving.
Right.
I mean, can put the rest together. It's not up to me.
But I guess I'm trying to understand is why. I'm trying to understand the motive.
I don't know. I told you. None of us do that happen. I'm sitting in the damn car.
Mm-hmm.
So I obviously don't know anything's going to happen.
You drive him there. You put him in that lot.
Unfortunately, that's how it looks. That is how it happened.
Yeah.
It's just nothing. I'm telling you, nothing was planned.
Let me ask you this. Were you just thinking of... Was Caleb, or do you even know, was Caleb trying just to rip off, get some money? And it's bad?
We're not perfect. I've done this before.
At this point, it's obvious that Devon's lawyer will have told him clearly not to discuss anything that doesn't relate directly to Alicia. He's only going to talk about anything that might help get her out of trouble. It's also at this point that the detective realizes that. He knows that he's not going to get anything out of Devon beyond that, so that's when he decides to do something extremely clever. He's going to abuse the fact that Devon only wants to get Alicia out of trouble, and phrase his next question in a way that forces him to give up some vital information.
I'm not going to speak on anything else besides me.
What kind of Cadillac do you have?
Well, let me ask you this. Did you guys talk about it?
What do you mean?
Did you guys talk about it? Did you and Caleb say, hey, this is what we're thinking about? Because I'm trying to figure out, is she the one planning this?
Alicia had nothing to do with any of this.
So help me understand that.
I'll tell you straight up, me and Caleb together have done crimes before.
Okay. I'm worried about this one.
This one right here?
Damn. Caleb. Oh, man.
This is supposed to go like that.
How was it supposed to go?
Like I said, I don't see the need to get in all that. It's not going to benefit me or her. I don't see, or him.
Well, right now we're still trying to figure out her role. And if we can explain her role, and there's only two people that can explain her role, you and Caleb. Caleb ain't talking to us. Without us understanding the specifics of how this went down, and if her involvement or what her involvement was in that, with some explanation that we can go back to a DA and say, hey, this is what's going on. This person was honest. She didn't know was going to go down. But I've got to know that, but I've got to understand how it got planned then. You understand? I have to have some type of specifics to try to sell that. If you want to try to help her, help her.
Put simply, if Devon wants to get Alicia out of trouble and prove she didn't plan the murder, he'll have to tell them exactly who did, solving the case for them on the spot. He's been checkmated, because no matter what story he tells them from this point out, they've got the evidence to prove or disprove it. Their entire plan was just to get him to talk, and that's exactly what they've done. Now, it's finally time they heard the truth.
That's why I'm irritated about this, because I don't know this food, nothing about him.
Did you see the confrontation go down between Caleb and this guy?
It looked like the white dude was attacking the person, honestly, but I saw the end of it right before the dude got shot.
Shout out to the UK, by the way. I realize a lot of my supporters are from the UK. Shout out to the UK.
Do you remember when you say the white dude was attacking the other guy, right? Could you describe it to me?
It looked like they were squared up and the white dude was rushing the other guy.
Let me ask you, if I stood up, would you show me? If I stood up and I'm the white dude, would you show me? Or let me be the shooter, you be the white dude. Would you do that?
Yeah.
So I understand it? Give me the visual.
So if you're the other dude, the white dude.
So I'm the other guy, right?
The white dude's on the bend like this, and he looked like he was squared up, started running toward him.
Okay, what's this guy doing?
Running backwards, and that's when I heard a gunshot.
All right, do you remember, stand up again for me. So how close are they?
They're about
Come to me,
they're about, probably about this, maybe a little further.
Okay.
And then that's when I heard a gunshot go off, and the white dude's rushing him.
So the right dude's closing that gap?
Yeah.
So come in. Do they ever get right on top of each other?
No.
So there's always a distance?
Yeah. It's always about both their arms distance.
So, all right.
About both their arms.
Okay. Did the white dude have anything in his hand?
I couldn't see. I saw the last end of it. I wasn't really looking for details. I was kind of confused on what was going on.
Okay. All right. This guy, not the white dude, the other guy, hands together, hands apart.
He's kind of like, well, he was standing like this, trying to tell the dude to back up.
Okay.
And that's when the white dude kept rushing. I'm assuming maybe he tried to reach for the gun. I don't know.
Okay.
But that's when the shot goes
Was the gun in the right hand then?
I can't remember.
Okay. But he had one hand up and the other hand back.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting a suspect to act out an incident is a great way of proving they actually knew what happened. They may be able to match the movements to the CCTV footage or witness accounts, and a defense team will have a hard time arguing that anything here could be misinterpreted. From what Devon is saying, it seems as though there was a struggle between Caleb and Andrew, where the shooter approached Andrew, who quickly tried to defend himself. It's becoming increasingly obvious that this was
I think I need to tell y'all once again, go get over to my Trevthebreadman Reacts channel. I'm 11 subscribers away to 50 subs. Once I get to 50 subs, I'll be able to do these live videos on there. Yup, go over and subscribe. Go get over there.
intended to be a robbery, but when Andrew tried to fight back, it turned into a murder in the blink of an eye.
So when these guys are in your windshield, are they across from each other? Like you're looking at the sides of each other?
They're like this. The position kind of like this.
Would you draw for me?
The white dude, I can't draw, but the white dude's standing. They're both standing. White dude's closer to me. They're kind of like this.
All right, so you're the driver, right? White dude's closer to the front of the car?
Yeah, kind of.
All right, so if you're looking, are you looking at his back, you looking at his sides, looking at his front?
Kind of like that, yeah.
Like this? Where's the other guy?
Right where he is.
I'm kidding. Where's that you at?
Where's the other guy?
They're like that, literally. And then, but it's a little more this way, and I'm a little more back.
So this way?
Yeah.
What are you seeing of this guy, his front?
I'm not paying attention to him. I'm paying attention to this guy.
Okay. And you think you see him kind of rush?
No, he did rush.
Okay. So he rushes, but not to the point where they're on top of each other.
No, they didn't get it.
They didn't get it.
The other person was backpedaling.
Okay, so this person's moving back,
but
arm up?
They've been backpedaling the whole time. That's when the shot goes off.
Okay.
Tell me where Caleb's arms are at.
Oh yeah. I'm not even saying it was him.
Again, it sounds as though as soon as Andrew realized he was being robbed, he started to go on the offensive, forcing Caleb backwards. According to Devon, he then tried rushing Caleb, which scared Caleb into shooting him. They're slowly closing in on the truth here, but not quite there yet, which is why they're still trying to play some tricks on Devon to try and get everything out of him. Devon hasn't admitted that the shooter was Caleb, but notice how the detectives are consistently naming him as the shooter throughout the story. They're trying to get Devon to go along with it and agree or accidentally admit it himself, but he's not slipping up. However, the detectives are relentless and don't stop trying for another hour of tireless interrogation. It's then that Devon finally makes a mistake.
Welcome to Menlandia, where men can be dudes and dudes can be men.
Can I use natural soap instead of this old and
What you guys talk about? You and her. I can't remember all that. Like you said, it's not shit. I just usually work on memorizing. No, that'd be care about her. That'd be a emotional conversation. Not really. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't know the dude, so I mean, it's fucked up that this would die. Cause I don't know him. I don't know who he is, what kind of person he is, or any of that. But it didn't really strike me emotionally, because I have that many emotions for this. I used to do much, so like, it doesn't really, I mean, I don't really have many emotions about it, except for I'm pissed that he's in jail for it. I'm pissed that he died, of course, because I don't know the guy. I'm always pissed about that.
Was Caleb pissed?
Was Caleb pissed? Yeah, he just shot somebody.
Imagine you're in this position. You're trying to hide the fact that your friend shot an innocent man, but the detectives have been taking that fact for granted for the past 2 hours. They've been using his name, asking questions about details, and refusing to accept the fact that it might not have been him. Eventually, you would internalize this idea and forget that you even need to lie. That's what just happened here, and it's why Devon barely even realizes that he's just confirmed that Caleb was in fact the shooter. Of course, there were mountains of evidence against him anyway, but now they have it straight from the source, and a conviction will be easy. The detectives now only have one last question. Was this really an accident, or had they planned this out as a murder from minute one?
Remember what he said?
Is he panicked? Oliver's kind of panicked because, like I said, I didn't see it coming. I don't like unexpected things like this happening because of this situation exactly. I mean, look at me now. In here for accessory to murder. I didn't see it. I mean, if I do something, it's going to be found out. It's going to get done correctly, so I'm not in this situation. That's why I was kind of pissed and I was panicked because I didn't see this about to happen.
So let me ask you this. If this is your deal, and this is your plan, we say you're planning the robbery, you've done it. We've already talked about that. I'm not asking when, dates, when. If this is you're doing, it's not gonna be random like this. It's gonna be planned out.
Well, yeah, and it's not being a random person usually.
So what Caleb or this other person we're calling did pretty amateur hour, right?
Huh?
Pretty amateur.
What was it that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, it wasn't even planned. So I mean, you can't even. I don't even think amateur would be the right word, just random. It wasn't supposed to happen. 98% of the time I rob somebody, it's not random people, which is why I'm irritated about this whole situation, because I don't know who the hell this guy was, except for what the news said, but the news always makes any white dude who dies look like a peach, so I don't know. But that's why I'm irritated about this, because I don't know this fool, nothing about him.
Devon's main point ended up being that if he had planned the murder, then they simply wouldn't have caught him. So it had to have been a spur-of-the-moment decision. But the detectives didn't buy it. And in fact, this approach actually made things exponentially worse for Devon. The interrogation ended shortly after, but the detectives decided to do some further research into these other robberies. They ended up connecting him and Caleb to multiple other serious incidents, including the robbery of a cell phone store the very next day, and an incident where they fired shots into a pregnant woman's home. It was clear that they had been planning multiple robberies and were using Caleb's gun as a method of intimidation to make money. As you could imagine, this didn't look good in court for any of them. Devon received the highest sentence. He was found guilty on 18 counts, including first-degree murder, attempted murder, aggravated robbery, and aggravated intimidation of a witness. He was sentenced to life in prison plus 279 years.
Jesus. Yes.
Caleb also received a similar sentence of life plus 118 years.
Y'all make sure to get over to my reaction channel. For surely. Make sure to get over to my reaction channel. Got almost 100 videos. No, this one was funny as fuck. Y'all gotta check this one out. Cops fire after safe theft. That was some funny-ish. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I just saw this video and wanted to react to it on live, and yeah, you guys got a little extra. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. But yeah. So from now on, all my reaction videos are definitely going to be on Trevthebreadman reacts. I mean, I post almost daily. I posted like 8 videos today. But yeah.
Dad, I'm Bud.
Let's count the smiles.
I see 1, 2, 3.
I remember somebody asking me about this situation. I was like, I didn't know anything about it until I watched something earlier on it, and I was like, dang.
Diving a bit more into the apparent activity, the movements, the tracking of recording artist David, as a body of a young girl was found in a car that was registered to him. Plus, we also have just seen brand new footage of this victim, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, from September of 2024. This completely shakes up the timeline. You couple that with the newly released death certificate, it's time to get into some updates in this mystery. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. When it comes to the continuing investigation into the teenage girl who was found in a trunk of a car registered to 20-year-old singer David, while yesterday's Sidebar was about her movements, her activity, now we're going to talk about him. I mean, where is he right now?
Dude just looks weird. He's a weirdo.
We don't even know. And this is going to be a very much David-centered discussion. But before we even talk about him, there are 2 big updates we got
Jorge.
that came out after our recording from yesterday.
Hey,
new
Ibrahim.
Footage, new document. And it regards the victim. It regards Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose decomposed, dismembered body was found by authorities in that 2023 Tesla that was impounded in a Hollywood tow yard out in Los Angeles. Well, first of all, her death certificate has been released. We'll talk about that. Not really a bombshell, okay? It lists things we already knew, like how she was found on September 8th, 2025 in a vehicle. The cause of death has been deferred. The manner of death is pending. When we talk about manner of death, that could be, homicide, accidental. But this, again, is not surprising because there is still an ongoing investigation, and it's consistent with the reporting that we've seen so far. And while the death certificate confirms that an autopsy was performed, reporting suggests that the medical examiner is waiting on the results of toxicology examinations.
I heard that they had
the death certificate
matching
indicates
tattoos.
that Celeste apparently was not pregnant at the time of her death, nor had she been pregnant in the last year. And this comes as there has been a lot of speculation about her relationship, her connection with David. So we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about his movements. Before we do that, one more thing about Celeste, and this is big. So in our previous episode of Sidebar, we talked about how Celeste had reportedly run away in the past, and there were surveillance footage from March of 2024 that was released. It was taken from a local liquor shop in Lake Elsinore. She apparently lived nearby. That's about 75, 76 miles away from where her body was found in that Tesla. Now, that footage seemingly captured her walking and then jogging down a street. She turned the corner and she disappears from view. We thought this may be the last known footage of her before she vanished and ultimately was found in that Tesla this year. Turns out there is new footage. There is additional footage that we have to talk about. This came out after we did our recording yesterday. So TMZ obtained footage of what appears to be Celeste in September 2024. So that is different from the timeline that we had all understood, right? The one that we thought she went missing in April of 2024. In this footage that was captured on Nest camera on September 8th, 2024, and apparently provided by neighbors, it seemingly shows Celeste upset, arguing with people, reportedly over a prank that was pulled on her parents' home, potentially Ding Dong Ditch. TMZ reporting that racial slurs may even have been used during this altercation. And also, according to TMZ, a neighbor's boyfriend went over to Celeste's family home afterwards to say sorry, but Celeste's dad reportedly didn't seem to be too upset by the whole thing. Okay, the reason this is important, again, the reason this is key, is because it shows Celeste, or apparently shows Celeste, alive at Lake Elsinore in September of 2024, after she had disappeared, after she was missing, and apparently was on missing persons posters since April of 2024. Also, TMZ points out that September 8th, when this happened, is the day after her 14th birthday. And by the way, in a chilling twist, that is 1 year before she was found in that car. She was found in that car one day
13 years old.
After she would have turned 15 years old. Hey everybody, this is another law and crime legal alert. There are allegations right now claiming that the and conceptually hard. So not sure if police have obtained this video, not sure if police are using it in their investigation, not sure if they have questioned the people in this video. But look, if this video shows what it appears to show, that could be quite significant as we're tracking whatever she was up to, whatever her movements were, a timeline leading up to her death. But now you go back to David, real name David Anthony Burke, okay, this 20-year-old performer. What were his movements? What was his activity? Now, to be clear, authorities haven't identified him as a suspect. They haven't identified him as a person of interest, nor has he been implicated in any crime or implicated in any wrongdoing whatsoever. By the way, they haven't identified any suspect or person of interest. But look, her body was found.
What's crazy, I've never heard of this artist before this. Never.
In the trunk of a car that was registered to him out of Hempstead, Texas. So let's just start at his social media activity, for example, okay? A key period of time. As we reported yesterday, the car was apparently on that block in Hollywood Hills for quite some time before it was towed and impounded. The car was ticketed apparently 11 days before Celeste's body was found inside. So on August 27th, a parking enforcement officer marked the car. September 3rd, the officer issued a citation for violating a 72-hour parking ordinance. September 5th, it was towed. September 8th is when the body's found. And neighbors reportedly told NBC Los Angeles that that car had maybe been there for about a month. Okay, so now you look at some of David's social media clips leading up to the discovery of Celeste's body in this car. These are all on Instagram, by the way. So September 1st, there's a video of him giving a hug to singer Kaliuchis on stage. September 2nd, there's promotion of a collaboration with Fortnite. Underneath an animated picture of David, it says, "Tomorrow, David, Fortnite, locked and loaded. Official Fortnite anthem music video drops on all platforms at 5 p.m. Eastern. I started making music for my Fortnite montages 3 years ago. Man, this is crazy. Thank you." September 5th, he posts a selfie in the mirror. The caption, "I started media training tomorrow.
Need I say more?
Guys, wish me luck. with a kind of a worried face emoji. September 7th, there is a post promoting his album release. It says, Wither Deluxe, Morescence out September 19th. Now, he was also on tour when a lot of this was going on, and I want to talk about that too. So apparently he kicked off the tour on August 5th in Del Mar, California, with stops in Dallas, Atlanta, New York, Philadelphia, Detroit. This is according to USA Today. Actually, as reported by TMZ and the Gazetteer, he also performed at the Warfield out in San Francisco in July 2. This is before the tour fully kicked off. But his tour was canceled. His tour was canceled before he was set to perform on Friday, September 19th in San Francisco, and out in Los Angeles on September 20th. And while an exact reason hadn't been disclosed, it did seem to coincide with this investigation into Celeste's death ramping up. He was also supposed to go, by the way, international. The tour had dates, at least 9 European tour dates, shows that were listed on Ticketmaster. There was one for October 1st in Norway. There was a scheduled Grammy Museum appearance in Los Angeles. That was pulled, too, from the venue's website. His label, Interscope, told TMZ that all promotion for David, including his deluxe album release, that was being paused. And I will say, this wasn't immediate, by the way. So when Los Angeles authorities found a body in this Tesla that was registered to him, before the body was positively identified as that of Celeste, he went on stage in Minneapolis. At this concert, he even handed out Labubus to the crowd. But TMZ reported that once Celeste was ID'd, his tour was canceled. And that included an upcoming show in Seattle. By the way, I asked retired detective Matt Irvine about the tour dates too and David's movements. Here's what he had to say.
Well, again, as you said, we don't know for sure when she was placed in the front trunk of that vehicle, but we're now hearing it could have been as far back as early August of this year or a month or so before she was discovered. That's consistent with some of the reporting that we're hearing in terms of communication Celeste was having with friends, which appear to have stopped sometime in late July or early part of August of this year. So it is quite likely that that is when this child's life ended. The fact that she's been reported as weighing only 70-something pounds upon her autopsy, I think is significant. This is a child, again, according to the missing posters, that weighed about 120 pounds or more when alive. So that suggests that she's been deceased for a while and that significant decomposition occurred before she was found.
One other thing, I think when we first started covering this case, there was an understanding that maybe that car was only there for a few days. And one of the scenarios that we came up with, well, perhaps whoever did this, they didn't have enough time to take that next step, moving the car, doing something with the body. But if now we're listening to this and that car was there for a prolonged period of time, doesn't that tell you something? Whether it's they wanted the car to be found, whether they wanted it there, whether or not they had the ability to get to it in time. But if the car was there for a prolonged period of time, doesn't that tell you something else about who may have done this, or maybe not who may have done this, but what the motivations or the actions were of the person who put her body in the car?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, why? Where did they say they found it at? Like a tow yard? I'm not like advocating for like murders, but I'm just saying, like, why leave a body in the trunk of a car? Just, I don't know.
Creators, take these 3 apps I built to run my business made with Base 44. They're ready for you as free to use templates.
No, not right now. How do I get rid of you?
Well, what it does suggest is that the car was abandoned in this Los Angeles neighborhood at about the same time that David Burke's tour schedule would have made him
let me add that because CNN reported that he began his tour in early August, was even set to go overseas to Europe next month. That's been canceled. It was interesting because TMZ reported that he had a...
You know what's the craziest thing is that this fool is still not locked up. I bet you he gets locked up by the end of the month.
San Francisco show at the end.
I bet you he gets locked up by the end of the month. I bet you.
End of July. And the official tour started August 4th in Del Mar. So there, I think, is the timeline there. Talk to us about it.
Well, again, those early tour dates were all in West Coast cities, in places where he could presumably get back to Los Angeles without a great deal of trouble. It's about August 15th, and for a couple weeks after that, that he's pretty solidly in the eastern part of the US, in Canada, and I think one or two Midwest states. All of those locations with pretty much back-to-back tours, that is, pretty much every night, would make it very difficult for David Burke to return to the Los Angeles area. So I don't know if there was any intention to have the vehicle or the body discovered, but it seems like from about August 15th forward, it would have been very difficult for David Burke to return to Los Angeles for any reason, including to move his car.
But with the tour canceled, there was another development too. So according to News Nation, a private investigator who apparently reviewed the initial complaint regarding the car, regarding the Tesla, said that the car was parked about 150 feet away from a multi-million-dollar property that David was apparently renting. And it was reported that David recently broke that lease. The New York Post saying it was for $20,000 a month, and he moved all of his stuff out of there. The Daily Mail apparently obtained photos of large boxes being moved out of that house on September 24th. So this is about a week after the property was searched by authorities pursuant to a search warrant. TMZ reported that they maybe were looking for blood evidence or hair sample evidence. NBC reported that law enforcement sources were saying police were looking for various things, including digital devices that may contain material potentially linking Celeste to that property. TMZ reported also that LAPD detectives left with a computer and several evidence bags. An LAPD spokesperson told People, quote, several items of evidence were recovered and will be analyzed by detectives in the coming days. Investigators are following up on several leads. E! News reported that law enforcement sources with knowledge of the case said that electronics and computers were removed. Now, in terms of David, he's been radio silent. No word we've seen. We don't even know where he is right now. And while it was reported that David initially had been cooperating with the investigation, I mean, his representative reportedly told NBC Los Angeles that he's, quote, fully cooperating with the authorities, Los Angeles Police Department Captain, Commanding Officer Scott Williams couldn't confirm to People whether the singer was in fact cooperating. Williams also said to People that regarding a relationship or romantic relationship between David and Celeste, quote, it would be premature for me to say anything. We're looking into everything. Now, TMZ reported that people in the industry believed 20-year-old David and Celeste were dating, and that many believed she was actually 19 years old. She was actually in the 7th grade, by the way. And right now, there are those, particularly online, who are analyzing any potential link, any potential evidence of the two of them seen together, whether it was apparently a photo, whether it was a live stream. There has also been reporting that they shared the same tattoo on their fingers, which was apparently a key identifier of Celeste's body. Now, there are individuals who have looked to clues in his shows or his songs for alleged connections to Celeste, and to be clear, nothing has...
Yeah, he made her get that tattoo. For sure, because there's no way, like, a girl's making, like, a guy get, like, a tattoo. Especially not no young girl. He definitely made her get that tattoo.
Officially been verified. Here's the thing, even if you look at lyrics from his song Romantic Homicide from back in 2022, this is what seems to be creating the conversation. The lyrics say, I mean, even in the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry. No, not a single tear. But again, nothing remotely to suggest this has anything to do with Celeste. Now, I also sat down with criminal defense attorney William Corman. We did a full sidebar on this. And I asked him, okay, if you're representing David right now, what should he be doing? And what do you think his attorneys are up to? What would you advise him if you were representing him right now?
Not to say anything and not to do anything. If I were his attorney, what I would advise him to do is lay low, do nothing, don't obstruct the investigation, but we're under no obligation to cooperate with it either. and just let your lawyers do what they need to do in order to get from point A to point B. I would imagine there's some communication, and what it really is you're informing the prosecutors of where your client is, your client's availability. What you don't want is for them to come into your client's house in the middle of the night and arrest them. In a situation like this, I reach out to prosecutors where I think I have a client who's a suspect. I say, look, you know me. Let us know where you need us to be. We will turn ourselves in at any moment, rather than you coming to my client's house or my client's place of business, 10 officers deep, and taking down the door. Let's cooperate with you. You know what we're going to do. We're going to turn ourselves in if and when it gets to that stage of the game.
I'm also going to tell you this. The death of Celeste has had notable ripple effects for David. So on one hand, aside from the pause on his tour and his album, it was announced that Crocs and Hollister had pulled promotional images of the singer from their marketing campaigns after this body was found in the car registered to his name. On the other hand, Benefit, Vice reported that on September 13th, he gained over 22,000 followers on Spotify, an over 250% increase. On social media, he gained over 25,000 new Instagram followers. He has 2 million on Instagram right now, 4 million on TikTok, almost 2.3 million on YouTube. It was notable what LAPD Captain Scott Williams also said to People, and when I say People, I mean People magazine. As we think about David and we think about this investigation, he said, "We know for sure that Celeste Rivas Hernandez died, and someone placed her body in the front trunk area of David Burke's Tesla," so officially confirming that it was his car. "We know that the Tesla had been parked at the location from which it was towed for several weeks, so it is very likely Celeste Rivas Hernandez had been dead for several weeks prior to her body being discovered. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has not determined a cause or manner of her death."
The fact that David is
So
not in custody is blowing my mind.
Beyond the concealment of her dead body. In other words, did someone find her dead? Did she die under other circumstances? They panicked and tried to hide the body. Now, having said all that, and while there's no concrete verified evidence attaching David to the death of Celeste, again, he's not a person of interest, not a suspect, I did ask William Corman what an arrest would look like in this kind of case. If there is some sort of action in this case, what will it look like and what can we expect?
I imagine that the first thing that would happen is there would be an arrest of David. I'm imagining,
or someone else.
Or, excuse me, or someone else, right? Someone will be arrested in this
No, it's going to be David for sure. I give it 1 month.
Case, I imagine.
2 weeks, actually.
And if it is somebody like David, whose attorneys have already been in touch with the prosecution, they'll most likely arrange a time for him to turn himself in.
Here on Sidebar, and as always, thank you so much.
Yeah, this fool's weird for sure. But like I said, I was just scrolling through YouTube, saw a video, decided I wanted to react to it live. You guys got it like an extended version. I'm on Twitch as well. This is where I do my reaction videos actually, and then upload them onto excuse me, upload them onto my view your channel. Yep, 78 videos. Bro, if I make it to 100 before I get to 50, that's crazy. That's crazy work. But yeah, my legs are getting tired, so I'm gonna go lay down. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know I did for surely. Alright, I'll catch you on the next one. Trevthebreadman out.